Welcome to Canada Life Centre in downtown Winnipeg, Manitoba. This is the second matchup of the season between the Winnipeg CEBLs and Edmonton Stingers. Now it's an exciting game for the CEBLs, who are currently tied for first in the Western Conference after a huge win here at home on Thursday night. The CEBLs are looking to continue that momentum even without a few key players this afternoon. As for the Stingers, Edmonton has lost their lead scorer. He's now on the reserve roster as he heads off to NBA workouts. They'll be looking for production from other players on the team. With more, here's Joey and Dave.
All right, thank you, Tegan. Yes, I'm Joey Slattery. This is Dave Crook. And the all-time series, Dave Crook, between these two teams has definitely been in favor of Edmonton. They've had a lot of success in this building, though Winnipeg has drawn first blood. So, of course, Edmonton's coming in here thinking, hey, we're going to get redemption. We're now in their home. We've got some experience with this. But that is much easier said than done the way Winnipeg's been playing recently.
Yeah, and I think, the firepower. I mean, Edmonton's a little undergunned, and I think it's going to be really difficult for them. But one of the things they can do, they shoot the ball as well as anybody. They shoot it in transition. So if they can get going early, they can give the CEBLs some fits. But Winnipeg looked so good, a couple days ago. So.
Yeah, Winnipeg coming off a 33-point win against Vancouver. They now occupy first place in the West. Edmonton trying to get back into the race. They've fallen to fourth. They're chasing the Saskatchewan Mamba. So this is a big game for Edmonton. Winnipeg trying to keep things rolling. Let's take a look at how these two teams match up as we look at the season stats so far. As you can see, Winnipeg outscoring Edmonton 99-88. They're just under the century mark. They are the closest to Vancouver in that regard. That was averaging 100 a game. Looking at the field goal percentage, not too much of a difference, though Winnipeg does have the edge. Free throws are going to be big here as well, 81% for Winnipeg. And that three-point shot, as you mentioned, Dave, percentages neck and neck, but Edmonton going to be depending on that quite a bit here tonight. And the ball movement's been nice as well. The Winnipeg 21.2 assists a game. They've made a great identity for themselves, not only in the set offense, but also on the run in transition. And of course, rebounds are going to be big. Guys like Nick Hornsby, a leader for this team for Edmonton, going to have his hands full tonight with guys like Jeremiah Tillman Jr., who's been phenomenal for the CEBLs so far. But as you're looking at these stats here, Dave, I mean, what's going to be the key looking for Edmonton here to keep up with Winnipeg?
Well, I really think the thing they have to do, they really have to shoot the ball. They got to shoot the ball on the three-point line. They got to shoot the ball transitionally on the three-point line. They take more three-point shots in transition than any other team in the league. So if they can have some success there, they can shoot their way into it. Otherwise, I think it's going to be tough. Winnipeg defensively, probably the best team in the league right now. So, Edmonton's up against it. They're really going to, if they're at their best, Winnipeg takes a little bit of a dip. Hey, maybe something can happen good for the Stingers.
Well, to hear the keys to the game for the Winnipeg CEBLs, our own Tegan Rasha caught up with head coach Mike Rainbow ahead of this one. Let's hear what he had to say.
Coach, you're coming off a big win Thursday night that now has your team tied for first in the West. How does that impact your preparation for tonight's game?
Well, obviously we want to build off some of the momentum that we have going, but really, when the ball's tipped up tonight, it really comes down to how well we play possession by possession.
And your team's going to be without a few key players tonight, no Emmanuel Acott or Xavier Moon. How do you expect the guys to find rhythm at the start of the game?
Well, I think the group that we've been putting on the floor has been playing great. I mean, for us, we want to just try to dictate the tempo of the game through our defense and hopefully play with a huge amount of energy and just try to take it one possession at a time.
And the last time you saw the Stingers was right here at home, way at the beginning of the season. There's been lots of changes since then for both teams. What are your expectations of the team?
Yeah, I think both teams are obviously a little bit different. I mean, we've gone through, basically today's the halfway point of the season, so we just want to continue to build off of the game experience that we have and hopefully play our best game to date.
All right, thanks, Coach, and good luck.
Thank you so much.
All right, that was Mike Rainbow with our sideline reporter Tegan Rasha. We'll be right back. Game just about to get underway. You're watching CEBL basketball live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
Welcome to a new CEBL season.
It's been amazing, Canada basketball, for that platform and give guys an out.
The crowds were bigger, the players got better, the quality of the game got better.
You gotta love it, Canadian Goose.
Fasten your seatbelt tonight because we're going to have some high energy and some high flying stuff.
This is the trail. This is the real. You know that I got it. I'm in my zone.
No shortage of emotion, no shortage of intensity as anticipated.
Sliding away. What a block from behind.
You don't just fuel your body, you fuel your drive. We're not here to preach hustle. We're here for the ones who show up. You know who you are. The moms who make mornings feel like magic. The runners lacing up before the scroll. The dreamers writing it down before it's real. And we're here for you. Real fruit, real fuel. Booster Juice. Fuel for what's next.
What keeps me going? Under the heat of the sun or in the heat of the moment. When climbing for even one more second seems like too much. Whether you're reaching for your goal or busy setting new ones, everyone hits their limit, but that limit has a reset. Scientifically formulated to hydrate faster in the moments that matter. Electrolyte, instant hydration.
Welcome back to Canada Life Center. This game between the Edmonton Stingers and the Winnipeg CEBL about to get underway. And before we get to that, we are going to check in with our keys of the game, starting with the Edmonton Stingers. It's brought to you by CDIC. Dave Crook, what are the keys for Edmonton here tonight?
Well, they've got to score in transition. They've got to create easy baskets. They've got to knock down the three. It's a big part of how they play, and that's going to be critical. Second thing is their screen and roll game, their handoff game has to put the CEBL at jeopardy. They can do that and make them play a little bit of scramble defense. That can go a long way, open up that three-point line for them. And lastly, they've got a defensive rebound. If they give Winnipeg second chance opportunities, I think they're really going to be in trouble.
Yeah, less than 48 hours ago, the CEBL came off a big win, second biggest win of the season. What are the keys for them to keep that going here against Edmonton?
Well, you know, a lot of this stuff, I think, is that defense. I think they got to contest the three. I think it's a big part of how they want to play, as they want to really establish themselves as a strong defensive team. They got to deal with the slips and the back cuts coming off that screen and roll game, coming off that handoff game. They can't get beat going to the basket, and then they need to create the easy baskets, and that's going to come steals, runouts, turnovers. If they can do that, I think it goes a long way.
All right, and here are your starters for tonight's game as they are being introduced here inside Canada Life Center. Starting for Edmonton, Trey King. He's a guy they're going to be looking to get involved early. Emmanuel Bandamel. Nick Hornsby, long-serving Stinger, one of the captains on this team. Mason Bercier getting the start here as well, former CEBL, and another former CEBL, Scotty Lindsay, getting the start for Edmonton. For Winnipeg, no surprises here. Teddy Allen getting the start, along with Trey McGowans, Simon Hildebrandt, Isaiah Osborne, and Jeremiah Tillman Jr. And as we see the starters here, Dave Crook, who are your players to watch? Let's begin with the Edmonton Stingers.
Scotty Lindsay, consummate pro, played here. Great guy, can really shoot the ball. Good character guy, good professional, really good defender. He's the guy who can, you know, if he has a great game, I think that it really helps Edmonton's cause.
Scotty Lindsay, big Chicago Bulls fan from that area, big Scottie Pippen fan. That's where he got the first name from, and he is an ultimate competitor. We saw it here in Winnipeg, and he's been a great addition to the Edmonton Stingers. Now looking over at the Winnipeg CEBL, who have you highlighted to watch here?
We got Isaiah Osborne. I mean, he's had two amazing performances here in this building so far to start the year. He's been a huge factor for Winnipeg. He shoots it. He's another guy, a gritty, hard-nosed defender, super smart, has a huge basketball IQ, knows what they're doing, knows, I mean, Mike Rainbow told me today after 2 days in practice, he knew where everybody else's job on the floor, not only his own job. So, yeah, he's an outstanding character guy too. So, a quiet leader, plays hard, hustle, does all the right things, and a Canadian to boot. So, yeah, he's a fantastic get for Winnipeg.
One of the great role players here from the Canadian standpoint. I mean, we mentioned this last broadcast. I don't want to get too much into it, but a guy that's been developed here, has seen success here, right? He was a high school provincial champion in Ontario. He was a national champion with Carleton, MVP, all that stuff. He was the most recent guest on the Target Score Winnipeg podcast. We talked about that journey and, what it means to be here. He's a very calm, cool, collected guy. You're not going to see him get too frustrated with anything. And as you mentioned, Dave, he's been a phenomenal addition to the Sea Bears. He was the second signing announced, right? So we knew it was important. This is a guy they wanted to lock in early. He's seen success in this league, and he is not disappointed in his first few games here, particularly in this building. In the 3 games he's played, he's scored the target score winner twice, and now kind of you can get another one. We have to put him in the conversation for one of the best closers in Sea Bears history.
I think he's averaging like 18 points a game. I think that's what it comes up there.
Yeah, 18 points a game.
And he's so confident shooting the ball. What is he? Your third best player on the floor often. In terms of what the other team would think. So no, he's been fantastic. A really, really, really great get for Winnipeg.
And we are set to tip off here. Tip off presented by Spalding, the official game ball of the CEBL. You've got King and Tillman Jr. lined up here for the tip, and we are about to get underway for this matinee in Winnipeg, Manitoba. One of 3 games being played in the CEBL today. And again, the Winnipeg Sea Bears win the tip. Jeremiah Tillman Jr., it's often what you get. He's a hard guy to beat on the jump. First possession to the Sea Bears. Allen has it at the wing, guarded closely. He's going to pull up for 3 from the top. Clanks that one. Tillman Jr. goes up to get it, but it goes out of bounds. So Edmonton getting a stop here on the first possession.
Yeah, good shot for Teddy, but also Tillman really attacking the glass. But Edmonton comes away with the ball. That's something they have to do. They can't give Winnipeg those second chances.
Here's Mason Bercier now. Bercier getting the start for Edmonton, former Sea Bear. Joined Edmonton last season. Here's a 3-point shot from the corner, no good. Teddy Allen with the rebound. Winnipeg slowing the pace here early. Here's Hildebrand for 3, and he cans that. Another good start for Simon Hildebrand. That's 2 straight games.
Great start on Thursday night with 9 points in the first quarter. Knocks down that first one on the pass from McGowan's there.
And that's knocked out of bounds. It's going to remain Winnipeg basketball. As mentioned, Edmonton falling from 3rd to 4th recently as the Mamba start to get their bearings underneath them. Here's a shot from Hornsby. He gets that to go mid-range. Hornsby's such a great player in this league.
Yeah, he's solid. You're going to get something from him every single night. Comes to play.
Officials for today's game, crew chief is Neil Donnelly, umpires are Reed Kenyon and Chris Brischuk as Tillman Jr. throws down with authority.
Tillman loves that move, that little fake pass over the top with the spin going to the rim. Scotty Lindsay thought it was a travel, but a great flush on the inside.
And then he responds at the other end with a huge block.
I was talking to Coach Raidwell before the game. I said he likes to pull that one once a game. He goes, yeah, he uses it all the time. He loves it.
It's effective.
It is.
Hey? If it works, keep going to it. Here's Hornsby now going right into Hildebrand. Creates some space, puts the shot up, and that's a quick 4 for Nick Hornsby. 1-point ball game here early, back and forth. A couple of stops both ways. Here's McGowan's putting on the Jets. Goes right into his defender, but can't get the shot to fall. Hornsby drops it back to Lindsay for 3, and he clanks that. Rebound for Simon Hildebrand, and Teddy Allen going to carry the ball up.
Those are the shots that the Stingers need to make. Those transition threes put Winnipeg at jeopardy.
Tillman working on the post, fake pass, gets past Hornsby, finds Osborne in the corner for 3, and he cans it.
Unselfish play, nice pass from Tillman. Big man, he's willing to give the ball up. Inside out basketball by the Sea Bears.
And that's some of the best basketball when you can create from inside, and Tillman Jr. has been so good at that as he knocks the ball off the backboard. Going to be a foul on this play, though. And it's going to be on Tillman Jr., so he's got an early foul, and this has been one of the issues. We've talked a lot about the bright side of Tillman Jr., all the things he does well, but one of the things we've noticed here early this season is he has a hard time staying away from those fouls.
And it really hurts Winnipeg because he's the one guy who's different, who changes their look, and when they don't have him, they have to play smaller.
King the third can't find the twine on that one. Winnipeg coming in transition, going to get half set in the half court. Tillman, skip pass to the corner. This time it's McGowan's taking the drive baseline, goes into his defender, can't find a clean shot. And it's going to be corralled here by Scotty Lindsay for Edmonton. He'll pull up for 3. It's blocked by Tillman Jr., and here comes McGowan's on the run. Hornsby Tries to knock it away, but it's a pass to Hildebrand getting through. His three is no good. And the pace picking up here. Vandemel going right at Osborne, and he will draw the foul and go to the line for two. Osborne picking up his first foul of the game, second foul here for the CBears.
Good smart take there, really pushing it, but you can see that Edmonton really wants to drive the ball hard, to, and put Winnipeg at jeopardy in that transition, and that was a smart play there. Good take. He initiates the contact, draws the foul. I know Osborne wasn't happy with it, but it's a good call by the officials. Easy call.
This Western Conference game is presented by Cal Tire. Mason Krause has checked into the game, as has Trey Scott. Scott played great off the bench. He was the player of the game last game, 24 points, and is another great addition for the CBears. He played here last season, started the season with Calgary for a couple of games. Now he's back in Winnipeg, and he's happy to be here. A consummate pro with NBA experience with the Brooklyn Nets. And here is Teddy Allen taking a drive, can't get that to fall. Hornsby to King, who goes hard into Simon Hildebrand, and that is going to be an offensive foul against King.
Yeah, pretty obvious. He leaned in, he had the arm way out, extended, took Simon down. We'll see here the opportunity. Little handoff, and just...
It's the push.
He just pulled it. I mean, he got the arm. When the arm extends away from the body, the referees just have to make that call, and they did. That's a good call. Be interesting to see Winnipeg again throwing a lot of bodies at people. They've already made 3 subs in the first 3.5 minutes here. That's what they did the other night. I thought it was very effective against Vancouver as they wore them down.
And here there's a violation. I didn't catch if it was a time violation or if Krause stepped on the line. Nonetheless, it's a turnover for Winnipeg on the inbound, so it'll be Edmonton ball.
Borsay did a good job putting a little heat on Krause there, full court.
And his pass easily intercepted by Allen. Allen with a spin move has to find an outlet. He does. Scott just inside the three-point line does not get the friendly bounce. 8-6, CBears lead it. 6:25 left in the first quarter. Plenty of time here for Edmonton to get a run going. They're trying here, but it's going to be a jump ball. It will remain Edmonton basketball. But if you're Edmonton right now, Dave Crook, you have to be happy with this start. I mean, you'd like to see more points on the board, but you're happy only to see 8 with the CBears here.
Yeah, I think they're controlling the tempo. I think they're controlling the way the game's been played so far. So, yeah, I think for sure Coach Baker is liking what he's seeing so far.
Isaac Jack into the game for Edmonton, and Bursay nearly gets a steal. Krause, though, able to outlet to Scott, who pulls up for 3, and another unfriendly bounce for Winnipeg. They're having a hard time finding the twine in these last couple of possessions. Can Edmonton respond? Here's Bursay. Finds Hornsby working on Krause. His pass intercepted, so another turnover and another steal for Winnipeg. Here's Scott right into Bursay. He'll shovel it back to Krause for 3. And he'll rattle that one in.
But again, that time Winnipeg got the ball deep. They go inside, they go back out. That's where they've had success so far. They've missed a few things on those quick transitional shots, so that was a much better possession for them.
Hornsby trying to work Krause into the post. He'll turn around and hit that jump shot and give some words to the fans on the way by.
He's made everything at about 8 feet today so far.
Scott going right into Hornsby. He has the ball knocked away, and Edmonton able to take it. Here's Vandemel. Gets it to Lindsay, steps into his shot, and he cans that. He's not going to miss many of those.
It's almost like, yeah, that's a great shot for Scotty Lindsay. Almost like Coach Rainbow needs a timeout just to sort of settle things down, and get a little focus. I think he's going to do it with subs instead.
As Allen rattles one in, and there's substitutions coming in here from both sides soon. We are now past the halfway point of the first quarter.
Teddy Bucket's finding a way there. That was an odd-looking shot, but it dropped for him.
And going to be a foul here. Looks like it'll go against Mason Bursay. And Davis Jr., Stanley Davis Jr. going to check in, as will Tay Donald for Edmonton. Tillman Jr. back into the game as DJ Burns will come out after a quick run. And we've got a timeout here, so we will take a quick break and be right back. You're watching CEBL Live on CBC Gem, CBC Sports, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
Skol!
more big savings on parking at YEG. Use promo code STINGERS to save 20% on airport parking with Jet Set Parking. Affordable parking just minutes from the terminal. Book online at jetsetparking.com/YEG and use code STINGERS to save. Level up your game. Jet Set Parking has partnered with Edmonton International Airport for their new loyalty program, YEG Plus. Jet Set Parking at YEG Plus, a winning way to start your vacation.
When Crystal Glass introduced our residential window line this past year, it was essential to manufacture them locally.
Crystal Glass has always been a proudly Canadian company.
We employ Canadians, we serve Canadians, and we are Canadians. So you know our windows are designed and built for our climate.
And since we've been the clear choice for glass for over 75 years, you can trust our quality and service.
Visit one of our over 50 locations across Western Canada or at crystalglass.ca. Financing is now available.
Follow us at CEB League on all social platforms to stay up to date on stats, storylines, and more for all 10 teams in Canada's Pro Basketball League. Welcome back inside Canada Life Center. I'm Joey Slattery. Color analyst today, not tonight, today, is Dave Crook, and our sideline reporter, Tegan Rasha. We have a 13-11 lead for the CEBLs. It's been back and forth. Looking early here, one of the concerns I think, Dave Crook, is both teams have 3 turnovers, coming from 2 steals on both teams, but I think both teams would like to see a little bit more care taken for the possessions.
Yeah, I've been a little sloppy. The Stingers have used a little pressure in the full court, soft pressure, but just trying to unsettle Winnipeg a little bit. I think take some of the starch out of them.
And here's a pass inside, Tillman Jr. A few feet away from the block, working on Jack. Finds a streaking Scott with a beautiful reverse.
And again, once again, inside touch for Winnipeg, makes for easier offense.
And here, Winnipeg forces another turnover on Edmonton. Osborne with speed finds Scott wide open underneath the basket. Quick collapse there from Edmonton, keeps it from a score, but here's his attempt from 3, and he cans it. And that will draw a timeout from Edmonton. Winnipeg coming out of that one on fire. 18-11 now, CEBLs lead it.
Yeah, a little unorthodox possession there, but it worked out. But again, it's Winnipeg creating offense with defense. That was the key to that whole possession. In the end, they got the ball down underneath. It looked like it was going to be an easy shot on the inside. Gets kicked out to Osborne, unselfish, reverses in the corner. Trey knocks down the 3 ball and forces Coach Baker into a timeout.
Yeah, it's an old give and go away. I mean, nice pass inside on that one to Trey Scott. And to Edmonton's credit, great collapse. They're able to get there before he can score, but then he gets the pass and just sprints out to the corner, loses Jack. Yeah, and then he's got a wide open 3, and he's versatile
smart
that way.
Cut, smart play off the ball, had an opportunity. But again, the ball gets out to Osborne. A lot of guys are just going to pull the trigger on that one. Osborne holds it for a second, freezes the defender, kicks it out to the corner, wide open shot there for the CEBLs.
So a quick 5-0 run since that last break forces Edmonton into another timeout. And we've got our sideline reporter. We'll get to her in just a second, Tegan Rasha. She's listening in on the CEBLs. But yeah, nice little run here for the CEBLs. We haven't seen a lot of back-to-back clean possessions, that have led into a run here, and the CEBLs really getting it done with those gritty plays, and that's really where they built their identity this year.
And I don't think that Coach Baker wants Winnipeg to get on any sort of a roll, so I think that was the reason for that quick timeout.
And let's check in with Tegan Rasha right now. Tegan, what do you got for us?
Well, Joey, when I was listening in to Coach Jordan Baker's timeout, he said let's focus on the defense, and the bench had lots of energy, but after those few quick points from the CEBLs, head coach Mike Raybeau says to spend energy and create more space.
All right, thanks, Tegan. And yeah, it's got to be happier with that timeout for sure. And here they are trying to extend that lead. Currently a 5-0 run for Winnipeg. Here's Allen with it now. Step back, gets some space on Nuga, but he can't get the shot to fall. And then it's knocked around a little bit and goes out of bounds. It will be Edmonton basketball. Good fight for that one.
Yeah, and both coaches be happy because both of them talked about energy. And right there you saw both teams really competing for that rebound.
Well, one of the things Jordan Baker's talked about, too, with this team is, still trying to find that culture that he wants with this team, right? He said he's been disappointed with the body language from time to time with this team. And, right now, despite things not going great, this is a team that doesn't look like they're being bothered, at least physically showing it, right? Obviously, there's urgency, but good response here as they go inside and draw a foul. And they'll go to the line.
The energy's been really good from the Stingers so far. And that's a tough one there because I think that's Tillman's second, and that's not great for the Sea Bears. He picks up too early, and he's got to come out of the game.
Yeah, and this is a big game for Edmonton too. We talk a lot about Winnipeg, and they've just captured first. Things are going well for the Sea Bears. But another thing, Dave, is you're not trying to peak on June 20th.
No,
right?
But you want to win.
You want to win, and this is where getting to with Edmonton is the urgency now, right? Is okay. You fall behind. There's still time, but now once you get to that halfway point, which we are right now. Now the time starts to slip away, right? All those things that you're kind of trying to iron out, you're hoping are ironed out so you can build that momentum, into the coming games. And, if they can pull a win here off Winnipeg, specifically after the run they've been on, the Sea Bears, that's great momentum for Edmonton, who has to go to or play Saskatoon, who they're now chasing.
Right. That'll be a huge game. And obviously, anytime you're playing against a team in first place, it's big.
The target is on the back of the Sea Bears as that shot's missed by McGowan's. Here's Osborne now. He'll step back for three, and he can't get that to fall. So the Sea Bears here struggling a little bit from three-point land.
Yeah, ball's not going in, but there's balls moving. It's getting to the second side. They're getting inside touches. They're getting some back cuts. So the good things are happening there. But again, Edmonton's standing up and playing tough D, something Coach Baker wanted.
Cal Tire is a proud partner and tire expert of the CEBL. Shop top tire brands and have peace of mind with Cal Tire's price match guarantee. Shop and book at caltire.com. Here's a three-point shot from my apologies. That is from Trey King. Big three for Edmonton, now cutting that deficit to three. And going to be a foul here as Allen was stripped of the ball.
Well, that was great possession by Edmonton. They got Winnipeg in the transitional set, pushed the ball in the full court. What happened in the end, you're just going to see the foul going the other way. Teddy Allen driving, a little reach in, and going to get the call. But Edmonton going the other way. They get Winnipeg into a little bit of a closeout situation. They get a flat-foot open three in the corner. That's what they need if they're going to compete.
Allen gets the ball on the inbound, skip pass to Scott. Here's his three, and that one well off the mark. Donald with the rebound. Nuga just going to slow it down here, get it to Donald. King going to try and get things going. Ball inside now. Here's Jack working on Hildebrand, has an angle, and he's able to stretch over three Sea Bears and get that to fall. Man, his length is undeniable. And
he just battled in and was pushing, bullying Hildebrand. We noticed the other night, I thought Hildebrand played very effectively, was quite physical, but that time there, Jack just had his way with him.
And here's Donald putting pressure on McGowan's, nearly pushing him over half court, forcing the violation. Sea Bears still have the possession, 7 on the shot clock. Here's Scott, quick spin move, fade away, boom.
Tough shot there by Trayvon Scott. A little fadeaway, created some space for that leg kick, but it's not probably the shot they want, but it worked out really well.
King misses that one. McGowan's going to take the rebound. Sea Bears in transition. Scott picks up the dribble, gets it out to the top. McGowan's shot fake and a drive over to Hildebrand for three. And that one a little short. McGowan's with a hustle play into Balamu, and he gets that to fall. Nate Balamu now into the game and having his presence felt.
Second chance opportunities, that's one of the things that Edmonton can't allow Winnipeg to have.
Hornsby about to check back into the game for Edmonton. Here's Nuga for three. That would have been big. The ball knocked around a little bit, and there's going to be a foul on the play. It looks like this one's going to go against Tay Donald.
Tay didn't think he committed the foul, but it looks like, I don't know if we'll get a chance to see it on the replay. Comes from behind, there's definite contact. See if we don't really get a good view of it, but he sort of went through Balamu's back, and it was a pretty obvious call.
So Donald picking up the foul on that one. That'll be his first foul of the game. Team foul number 4 here. With time winding down, 1:10 left in the first quarter. Next foul for Edmonton will be foul shots for the Sea Bears. Allen over to McGowan's, who steps into a three. That one's a little heavy. Here's Balamu fighting for it. Tried to find DJ Burns, who was cutting towards the basket, but it goes out of bounds, and Edmonton will get the possession.
You know, it's one of those weird games for Winnipeg right now. Like, everything which seemed so easy 2 days ago, and today everything they seem to having to work extra hard to make anything happen. It's tough. Edmonton's done a really nice job, I think, defensively, and they've battled and they've controlled the tempo of the game so far.
Well, this happened in the Eastern road trip too, right? They had 117 points against Ottawa, and then they struggled to find anything against Montreal, so they've been in this position before, and it's going to be another foul against Donald. That's an offensive foul, so now he quickly picks up 2. And now Edmonton's in the penalty.
Yeah, he's got a straight line drive to the rim, and if we see it on the replay, he goes sideways, creates a lot of contact, got his elbow up, and that's why he's going to get the call.
So Mason Bercier checks back into the game here with less than 40 seconds in the first quarter rather. McGowan's calling for the clear. CEBL swinging around to Osborne. 7 on the shot clock. He drives. Fadeaway shot from the foul line, a little short. Fight for the rebound. Balamu a little too aggressive, going to pick up the foul there as he was fighting for that rebound with Stanley Davis Jr.
McGowan's wanted. They got the switch, and McGowan's wanted Hildebrandt to go to the block and take Borsier down low. Didn't happen. Ball got swung across, and in the end, Osborne missed a short jumper. Balamu called for the offensive foul. But that's an opportunity there for Winnipeg when they get that matchup where you get the 6'9" guy and the 6'2" guy. You want to take advantage, and they don't, and it comes back to haunt them.
15 seconds left. Shot clock turned off. Edmonton, one last possession here, trying to cut into this lead. They're down 5. 6 seconds. Davis Jr. with a shot. No good. Rebound taken down by Nate Balamu. Can the CEBL get another one off? No, it's stolen, and there's going to be a foul on the play.
And I think it's going to be a reach on Hornsby, if I'm not mistaken, underneath. I think Winnipeg will get the chance to walk down the floor and shoot a pair.
Not what you want to see if you're Edmonton, so a chance here to extend the lead as Nate Balamu will go to the line. And Hornsby, all he can do is kind of give a smirk as he's walking by.
Yeah, a little swat from behind and knock the ball down, and tough call, but Balamu has got to capitalize.
Exactly.
And he hasn't. Right now it's interesting. I mean, Winnipeg's going to go in up 5 or 6 here at the end of the quarter, and I would think in some ways Edmonton's the happier team.
And that's the first 2 foul shots of the game for Winnipeg, and only one goes in. Here's a long pass, and that's out of bounds. So Winnipeg, again, with 1.9 seconds, a chance to get a little more. Head coach Jordan Baker not happy with his team's play here with the closing seconds.
Well, that's a real error, throwing the ball out of bounds, because the ball goes back to the spot underneath their basket, so Winnipeg will gain possession and have a real good opportunity here to get something late on the clock.
Allen and Osborne checking back into the game here. 23-17 is your score. Here's the inbound play, a chance for a shot, 1.9 seconds on the clock. Allen has the ball, the pass knocked away. That gets the clock down to 1.1, so still a chance here for the CEBL to get a shot off and extend this lead. Up 6. Here's Krause with the buzzer. And he cans it! Mason Krause fading. Baseline into his bench, gets the 3-pointer, and the CEBL end the quarter with a 9-point lead.
I said that Coach Baker might be the happier of the 2 coaches going to the quarter, and he's not happy now. He made that catch on the sideline, which turns up into an end out, which goes into a side out to Mason Krause, makes a nice cut, and hits the fadeaway 3 from the corner. CEBL extend that lead.
Huge turn of momentum here to end the first quarter. CEBL lead 26-17. We'll be right back with second quarter action. You're watching CEBL basketball live on CBC Gem, CEBL Plus, and CBC Sports YouTube.
Because we couldn't afford things like this without your money.
So much of your money.
Now you might have questions like,
do our profits benefit your community?
No.
Or bet with Play Now, Manitoba's local legal and secure gambling site.
Let's bring it on. It's game time. It's showtime.
For the win! You gotta love it, Canadian boots.
Two hands! Oh, what a block from behind!
Welcome back inside Canada Life Center in beautiful Winnipeg, Manitoba. One of 3 CEBL games happening here today between the Edmonton Stingers and the Winnipeg CBears, and it was a crazy close to the first quarter. Looked like Edmonton had the momentum, but a few mistakes lead to a buzzer-beating three-pointer from Mason Krause, and the Stingers trail 26-17. Winnipeg getting the first possession of this game. Here's Teddy Allen trying to make this a double-digit lead. A fade off to the side. Can't get it to fall. Nice rebound by Trey Scott. Allen going to try again. Looking for the pass, has it knocked away. Allen fighting through 3 defenders. Still keeps the possession. 6 seconds on the shot clock. He's got Hornsby on him, who knocks the ball away. It goes out of bounds. It will remain Winnipeg ball, but 1 second on the shot clock.
A strange possession there. I think Teddy handled about 3 different times on one possession, but Winnipeg still has a chance. We saw what they did with 1 second at the end of the first quarter.
Here's Allen, can't get the shot off on time. It goes in, but it's no basket. That's a tough one to get a three-pointer up with 1 second on the shot clock.
Yeah, especially when you're moving away from the hoop. So good job by Edmonton. They made him go backwards instead of going forwards. The ball was still in his hand, definitely after the buzzer.
So Edmonton had 7 turnovers in that first quarter, and a couple of them late in that quarter. 3 for Winnipeg in the first quarter. 3 steals for Winnipeg as well. Here's a drive now. That ball is knocked away, and here comes Trey McGowan's. Tries to get it to Allen. The no-look pass is tipped by Davis. So Winnipeg will retain possession there.
But again, that scrambling defense, Winnipeg trying, they're just ball hawking all the time, creating another turnover. You just talked about the fact that Edmonton had 7 in the first. Well, now they've got 1 here to start the second quarter.
Whistle here on the inbounds. It's going to be Edmonton basketball.
That's a bad mistake there by the CBears. 2 players going to the same spot, ran into each other and turned the ball over and give Edmonton another chance to crawl back in this one.
And here is Edmonton. Nearly has the ball taken away, but King not able to handle the pass from Davis, and a lead pass for Scott. He's able to keep it in bounds, but it goes right into the hands of Davis. Some helter-skelter ball happening right now. Davis's shot no good, but there's King able to put it back.
And this sort of ugly basketball, I think that's what the Stingers want. And Winnipeg playing into their hands at times. As much as they've got a lead, as much as, again, McGowan goes in transition, I think that right now Edmonton is controlling the way this game's being played.
McGowan's restores the 9-point lead, 28-19 here early in the second quarter. Simon Hildebrandt about to check into the game for the CBears at the next whistle. And there's a nice drive. Bounces around, and after a long time around that rim, it falls in. That's Stanley Davis Jr. with the field goal.
Nice basket there by Davis. Good finish off the glass.
McGowan's fumbling around a little bit, but he's able to recover. Skip pass to the corner. Osborne wide open 3, and he cans that. He is feeling it from beyond the arc here.
He just doesn't miss right now. It seems when he's open on the perimeter, it goes in.
And our Tegan Rasha has an update for us. Tegan, what's up?
Joey, I was listening to Coach Baker right after the first quarter, and there was calmness but a sense of urgency on the bench. On the defensive side, they want to focus on blocking out and being solid in their end. And on the offensive side, they need to do a better job at moving the ball.
Yeah, that all makes sense. Thanks, Tegan, for that. And yeah, this is, like we say, it's an area right now for Edmonton. They've gone through some player changes, right? Isaiah Moore not there. Dane Danger is gone. So this is a team that's still trying to find its identity. Now, this is the team for Edmonton. Mm-hmm. They're not expecting any other signings. Certain teams around the league are still waiting for players. But this is a team that's really now, this is who we have. This is what we're trying to build. So even though you're trying to win the game, you're trying to perform, there's also deeper things being established here for the Stingers.
Yeah, I think they're trying to figure out who they are a little bit and how they have to play to be successful. And I think they've done a lot of that tonight. Now the key is, do they have enough talent to win games when they do play that way?
New Era is the exclusive game uniform partner of the CEBL and all 10 of its teams from coast to coast. Pick up your official replica jersey now by visiting CEBL.ca. And just a few weeks away now where it'll be coast to coast to coast. Big game in Whitehorse between the Calgary Surge and the Saskatoon Mob is coming up in July. That'll be a good one. I'm excited for that one to see some pro basketball on the territory. It's going to be pretty fun.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a great idea by the league. Some water on the floor there. That was really odd. In a number of spots had the staff out trying to clean it up a little bit.
Just trying to give us time to talk, Dave.
Oh, there you go.
That was
That's
solid for us.
Yeah.
You know? Here's Scotty Davis going up above 3 defenders. Can't get it to fall. Osborne with the rebound. Here's Winnipeg on the run. Allen trying to go through his defender. Can't get the shot, but he does draw the foul on Bandamel.
And that's when Winnipeg's been the most dangerous all season long. Pushing the ball, getting easy stuff in transition. You can see Teddy there just bullying his way to the basket. What he did is, again, he initiates that contact, but he gets the defender in a bad position, arm extended, and yeah, that's going to be 2 shots. And I mean, this guy's a scorer, a professional scorer. That's what he does, and he finds ways, and that's just another way to do it for Teddy Allen.
And he'll go to the line, gets that first one to fall. It's a 11-point lead for Winnipeg, 32-21.
I think the scary thing right now for Edmonton is, they're mucking the game up. They're making good, doing some things I think that they want to do, but they're down 11 and they can't allow this game to stretch out a little bit. And that was one of the things there I talked about in the pregame was that back cut, and Winnipeg did a nice job there with Isaiah Osborne denying the cut to the rim.
Edmonton trying to cut into it. Hornsby puts up a floater. He gets that to fall, wants the foul, but he won't get it. McGowan's. Edmonton doing a great job at cutting off those lanes in transition, making Winnipeg fight for shots like that don't fall, and there's going to be a foul called underneath the basket.
I think it's going to be against Jack from the Stingers on a little box out. I think he got his arm down low according to the referee, and I think it's going to stay with Winnipeg possession on the end line. But right now, I think, it's like I said, it's an odd feel of a game. Edmonton feels like they're controlling tempo, they're controlling what's happening, but Winnipeg has a double-digit lead.
Well, and Edmonton's done a great job at capping them in transitions. McGowan's hits that 3. That's got to feel good for him. He's had a few missed shots here in the first half. But one thing that Edmonton has been doing well when they get out in transition, only 4 fast break points for Winnipeg so far. They've had their opportunities, but Edmonton doing what they have to do to get back. Yeah,
Teddy Allen, they're not happy with that call, but there's no question. And you'll see it here on the replay. He's all over across the body. Like that's a no-doubter. It's interesting how he would think that's not a foul.
Yeah, and I think, looking at the foul, a lot of the times those players, and you would know, right? Yeah. You're talking to players all the time as a coach, but sometimes it's not so much that it was you didn't foul them, it's that you feel you've had the similar thing happen to you at the other end and it wasn't called, right?
But he just got the call.
100%, yeah, exactly.
So that's an odd one. I mean, there's no question that was a foul.
Sometimes you just try to get yourself fired up, too. Not trying to make excuses, but that's one of those things, right? It's like if you get that emotion in a game like today.
Players never think they've committed a foul. It's just the fact of life.
I'd love to see the player shake the hand of the referee after getting a foul. So you know what? Great call. I tried to get away from it, but your eyes were sharp. And here's McGowan's sharp pass to Osborne for 3 from the corner, and another one for Isaiah Osborne.
That's what he does when he's set. But again, it's that inside-out attack. Great pass by McGowan's. Took his time, was patient, wanted to score it himself. In the end, he gets the assist.
75% from 3 right now. He's 3 for 4 beyond the arc. Allen double teamed early. They are not giving him any room. Osborne going to step up for another 3. That one no good, and Hornsby able to secure the rebound. Looks up for a pass. It's not there. He's going to dribble it up. Now he finds a lane. Here he goes inside, gets Scott in the air, and he'll finish with a layup.
He's had a great game. I think he's in double digits now, and he's been really on balance and control, hitting everything in the mid-range. Really had a nice game so far. He's a guy who's going to be critically important for the Stingers team.
Hornsby 10 points so far. He's 5 for 6 from the field. Hildebrandt for 3, and he cans that after a few misses. Got to feel good for Hildebrandt.
But again, all the ones Winnipeg are making, they're set, they're open, they get Edmonton out of position, and those are easy 3s to make.
And now they're starting to get a little momentum here as we're nearing the halfway point. They've got 42 points to Edmonton's 26. Winnipeg had 26 in the first quarter, so only 9 points so far for Edmonton.
Yeah, Winnipeg's still really fighting it a bit defensively. They're not at their best. Like, again, there you can see Hildebrandt when he's in a little bit of drop position defending. They get over the top. It's going to be a switch, but he's late getting there, and what happens then is late on that switch, out of position, and they end up fouling, right? So Winnipeg normally is really proactive with what they do defensively. Today they're being very sort of reactive, I think, instead of being proactive. And that's the difference between what we're seeing tonight against Edmonton and what we saw on Thursday night against Vancouver.
A little bit more fight for those baskets, right? A little more work, a little more grease needed underneath on those rebounds. But
I just think they're second to the ball. They're second to make a move. They're not getting up. They're not disrupting what Edmonton wants to do. I know a big part of the defensive philosophy from Coach Rainbow is they want to disrupt the other team's actions all the time. And today they're not doing anything that way. They're not really taking Edmonton out of what they want to do. Edmonton's able to get what they want. They're just not making things.
Vanderbilt misses that one, and here's Winnipeg now maintaining that 42-26 lead. And that goes up and out of bounds. But to your point, Dave, like, Edmonton starts hitting some shots, right? Like, they're doing the work at the defensive end. They're making them work for the points, Winnipeg. But they're not hitting shots at the other end either. You know, that's part of it is defense to Winnipeg, but it's also just missing some open shots.
Right, and part of what Winnipeg does, one thing they do well is they do a good job guarding on the perimeter at the three. And Edmonton hasn't been able to get those open threes that they need. They haven't been able to get some of those guys going. And that's going to be, that's a key piece of who they are.
And we are at the halfway point of the second quarter. McGowan's pass knocked away, but Burns corrals it. His shot no good. And Filowich getting the rebound there in his first action in a while.
Yeah, just coming off that, he had that little head knock when they were on that road trip east. I think that's the first time he's played since then. And
yeah,
nice offensive rebound. Nice play going to the rim.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a setback in that game in Ottawa. Another player that went down was Emmanuel Acott in that game, still dealing with that lower body injury. Saw him practicing yesterday as we take a look at the replay of the last call, and he looks good. But they're being a little bit, they're making sure that he's at 100%. There's no need to rush him right now. They had a huge win against Vancouver. This team's clicking. So Emmanuel Acott will likely be in the lineup next week on that game in Vancouver on Saturday, the rematch, and that'll be a huge addition. And once they can finally get Xavier Moon cleared, still some issues with Xavier Moon in his transfer here from Russia to Canada. So once they get him in, this will be a full team. We'll continue that in just a second here. We'll take a quick break as there's a timeout called. You're watching CEBL Basketball live on CEBL Plus, CBC Gem, and CBC Sports YouTube.
Sticks in the middle.
Can I join you guys? All right, let's go.
Whether it's on the ice or on our app, always play for the fun of the game. Gamble responsibly with Play Alberta.
Welcome back inside Canada Life Center. Winnipeg nursing a 44-26 lead. Coming up at the half, the top 10 plays from the week, or from week 5 rather. Tegan will interview the visiting head. Look, she's gonna interview Jordan Baker. Trying to read off a paper. I'm not great at reading. That's why I talk. I don't like to read. In the first half stats, and of course we'll have Dave's players to watch. All coming up at halftime. Thank goodness you won't be hearing me read any kind of story to you, because reading is not my forte. As we check back into the game before the break, Dave, we were just talking about Xavier Moon and the waiting to get him back in the lineup. But once he gets in, the way they've been playing, I mean, I know head coach Mike Rainbow's trying not to think about it because you got to deal with the guys you have here, but it's no doubt he's going to even amplify this offense particularly even more.
Good hustle play there by the CEBL. I think the other addition, and I really believe, like Acott with Osborne, you got a pair of Swiss Army knives, guys who can do sort of everything.
Canadians too.
Unbelievable. Those are great pieces.
Yeah, and that's one thing that DJ Burns puts 2 points in is the Canadian, aspect of this league, right? With 2 Canadians need to be on the floor. They're very valuable to find the top Canadians, and I think the Sea Bears have done a phenomenal job at landing 2 premier Canadian players.
And one of them being local doesn't hurt either.
Not at all, and that's one thing that Winnipeg's been good at. And we've seen that through the addition of the Sea Bears is the local products playing and having important roles in the CEBL. Teddy Allen with another steal. Here he goes on the run, and he'll lay in 2 points. Teddy Allen continuing with that defensive dominance we've seen so far this season.
Yeah, I mean, it's just an effort. I mean, the biggest thing is, it's not like he's doing anything special. He's just trying all the time, and it's amazing.
Teddy Allen might as well be a Winnipegger. One of the household names here.
People love him in this town.
Yes.
It's crazy. Like, he's a celebrity.
He's an honorary Winnipegger for sure. I mean, he's been accepted as a Winnipegger, and it's one of those things where, you know, you show up for a city like Winnipeg, they are going to embrace you. Not only accept you, but embrace you. And that was the biggest news of the offseason, was his signing. And he is a better version of what we saw the last time he played in Winnipeg, and that was not a bad version.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. It's just a more complete version this time around.
Yeah, it got called for, when we're just talking all these nice things about him, gets called for a little intentional foul going up the floor. Gave a little shot in the side there as they're running up in transition. And but it's interesting, right? Last time he was here, if this would have happened, he would have lost 100%. His mind, right? And now he's like, he looks over at the bench, he says, it's okay, I'm fine, you know. And
it's under control.
He's good, yeah. And he doesn't want to come out. I think Coach Rainbow's going to take him out, though, just to show him that's unacceptable. But, you know, and, I mean, hey.
And you're right. This is exactly what's happening. And he's kind of looking up a little upset, but also with a smile. Like, come on.
But he's got to know that he can't do those things, right? And Mike's not going to put up with that kind of behavior.
And there's no contention. Like, as we're watching them go off the bench, it's just, you know, not happy, but message received. And here's Tay Donald trying to send a message for the Stingers here. Hornsby, nice get past Anuga in the corner for 3. And he cans that one. Much needed for Edmonton, down 18.
Hornsby's such a good piece of the puzzle, man. He can make things happen. Scorer, plus he's also unselfish. Really good player.
Osborne, guarded closely by Lindsay. Finds a corner, going to go up with it high off the glass. Embraces the contact and draws a foul. That's going to go against Scotty Lindsay. So 2 shots coming up here for Isaiah Osborne.
But again, we're just, you know, we see Osborne having a nice take, gets the rim, there's contact there. He's going to go to the line, shoot too. But Winnipeg, again, doing it with numbers. You know, like Burns is playing, and now they're playing Burns and Scott together again, which they did the other day. You know, Filowich getting minutes. I mean, I think they've already gone 11 deep today.
Yeah.
And it's one of the things they can do, and they can keep throwing people at you. So they have the energy to play defense. They have the energy to play in transition. And I think that's been a really big, important thing for them as well, because they don't get tired.
Exactly, and all but one player on the Winnipeg roster has played at least 1 minute and 30 seconds in this game. So using the depth here in a game where they have a sizable lead, 19 points, as we are less than 3 minutes left here in the first half. Edmonton wanting to put some work in and cut that deficit going into halftime. Tay Donald to Lindsay, who gets Mason Krause to jump, and he'll go in. That'll help. 2 points for Scotty Lindsay. Lindsay quiet. That's only 5 points for him tonight.
But Winnipeg will be happy. They'd much rather see Scotty Lindsay playing off the bounce. The place that he's the most dangerous when he's flat-footed and he gets that opportunity to shoot 3, get that look at the rim. I think he's shooting like around 50% of the season from the 3-point line. I mean, he's an outstanding shooter.
See the replay of this last play. Edmonton has Scotty Lindsay out there, along with Nick Hornsby, rather. Trey King out there as well, as is Mike Nuga and Tay Donald. Winnipeg has McGowans, who has the ball right now, caught over to Osborne out there with Trey Scott, DJ Burns, and Mason Krause. Rebound up for grabs, and it's Nick Hornsby coming up with it. Hornsby tries to thread the needle inside, but it's a steal for Burns. And here's Scott on the run, finds a trailing Krause, who rolls that into the basket.
And again, defense creating offense. That's one of the foundations of the Sea Bears game plan.
Another gritty to pretty point for the Winnipeg Sea Bears, as Scotty Lindsay has the ball stripped. It's DJ Burns going coast to coast. Gritty to pretty, DJ Burns with another transition basket for Winnipeg, and that'll draw a timeout from Jordan Baker.
DJ Burns, and he's a guy who's just another energy piece, right? Works hard, good defender, does all the right things, and that time benefit from a steal on one end. He takes it away and goes coast to coast. Finishes at the other end with a soft touch off the glass.
And the Sea Bears faithful giving their team a round of applause. A good little run here for them. They have a 21-point lead. DJ Burns getting him into it, and that's what we've heard about DJ Burns. Right, charismatic guy. He brings the energy, and he's bringing it here today, getting the crowd into it.
And he's a hard worker, and he does all the right things. You know, I know when I was sitting with Coach Rainbow before the game, he was just saying he's one of the most pleasant guys to be around, Burns. Like, he's just a positive guy in the room, in practice all the time. So, you know, I mean, and one of the reasons why with Teddy Allen over talking to the officials, probably not his best idea. But one of the things right now, I mean, I think for the Winnipeg fans, you know, to be honest, they put it to Vancouver 2 nights ago, right? 30-plus win. And again tonight, they're really running it up on Edmonton early, right? And, you know, it's funny because we talk about how this team is a defensive team. They're molded around how hard they work and what they do. But what it's really done, and I think the big thing is they've been able to transition those defensive plays into points. They're averaging almost 100 points a game, and they're the stingiest defensive team in the league. Like, that's a pretty good recipe for success long term.
And this is Mike Rainbow basketball. I mean, for those who watch U Sports and follow the Canada West Conference, you know, that is what Mike Rainbow is known for at the University of Winnipeg. It starts at the defensive end, and you turn those stops into points. And, you know, this is the pinnacle of that, right?
I do coach with Mike.
Hey, there's Green Lady again.
I do coach with Mike on the West. And one thing I will say, we don't have the guys who can score like this, but we do work hard defensively.
Well, and that is one of the bigger differences. You know, Mike Taylor was a great offensive coach, focused a lot of the detailed planning on the offense, where one of the players that have returned, that is one of the biggest differences, is the emphasis on defense, as Mike Nuga puts into for Edmonton. But they've all bought in, and it's starting to feel a little bit more like that first and second year, the energy in this building, right, where we're seeing that success. They're undefeated in this building this year, and that's something that was lost last year, and, you know, fans felt it. And now they're earning that support back as Trey Scott hits a tray.
And he's starting to feel a little confident, too, from out that spot. I know he puts a lot of work in every single day, and it's starting to pay off for him.
And Trey Scott is a guy, Mike Rainbow says, he's the first guy in the gym every day as he tries to swat that, though Tay Donald able to get the basket. And we'll check in with Tegan Rasha, who has an update for us. Tegan.
Well, Joey, at that timeout, Coach Jordan Baker is actually quite composed despite being down by over 20 points, but he was telling the guys to focus on their offensive game right now. Lots of awesome offensive plays, getting open, and he said when they turn the ball over, it becomes a challenge, so keeping possession is going to be key.
All right, thanks, Tegan. And I mean, that's bang on what we were talking about, right? I mean, the defensive effort's been there, but they're just not capitalizing at the offensive end. They only have 10 points this quarter, and it's almost done here with a minute 6 left.
That was a great take by Tay Donald. Tay Donald's had a pretty decent game. He picked up a couple fouls back-to-back there earlier in the half, and that's impacted his availability on the floor a little bit, which is too bad for the Stingers.
And Donald, another good Canadian out of Wilfrid Laurier University. He's become a staple here for the Stingers. I think it's his 3rd season with Edmonton. The ball's being worked around. McGowan's Burns to Osborne. Osborne dribbles into some space. Nice skip pass to Krause. McGowan's ball movement's great, but they got to get a shot. 3 on the shot clock. McGowan's gets the 3 to fall, and Winnipeg is pouring it on Edmonton here in the second quarter.
That's a tough shot. Edmonton did everything they needed and wanted to defensively, and in the end, Trey McGowan's was just better.
Winnipeg has seemed to have found their rhythm. Can Edmonton respond? That shot no good, and 3 Sea-Bears to get that rebound. 1 second differential, shot clock to game clock. 20 seconds left in the half. McGowan's going to slow it down here, try to get the final possession. Nuga not giving him any space. Edmonton playing man-to-man here, trying to take off any lanes. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Here's McGowan's on Nuga. Little hesitation in the paint. Shot up, and it's blocked. Can they get a shot off here? A whistle goes as Lindsay puts the shot up here. I don't know what the call was.
I think they blew the whistle for the 24th second. So I think it's going to be Edmonton ball. I think they're going to put the time back up to whatever it was, 1.2. So I think they're saying it was a shot clock violation before Edmonton got possession. So I think it was probably an inadvertent whistle.
Yeah, because, I mean, it appeared to our angle that he had plenty of time to get that off.
Well, he got the shot.
But it's a block. That's shot, fair. No possession.
So then the clock goes off, and they blew the whistle early.
And that goes off the game clock on the top of the basket, and that will conclude the second quarter. Winnipeg takes a 59-36 point lead. And we will have our interview here coming up with Isaiah Osborne momentarily. But if you're Winnipeg, you really built a good rhythm here in the second quarter. And Edmonton has enough to talk about here in the halftime break. We've got Tegan Rasha now standing by with Isaiah Osborne. Here's Tegan.
You're up by 23 points at halftime, 10 of those coming from yourself, and this is all after a huge win on Thursday. How would you describe the momentum your team has right now?
I mean, we're playing well together, moving the ball, getting stops on defense, so it's working out for us.
And despite the lead, there's still plenty of time left. What are the keys for the second half to keep this going?
Same thing. I mean, get stops on defense, make sure we rebound and get on transition and get easy buckets.
All right, thanks and good luck, guys.
All right, thanks, Tegan. Isaiah Osborne, 10 points, 9 of those coming from three-point land. He's 3 for 6 there, and the CBears nursing a 59-36 lead at halftime. Stay with us. We'll have plenty coming up in this halftime. You're watching CBL Basketball live on CEBL Plus, CBC Gem, and CBC Sports YouTube.
Up to 15 points, and 1 of 1 from behind the arc are the Alliance, and right there, Khalil Ahmad knocks the triple, now second all-time in Canadian Elite Basketball League scoring.
That's pretty special. That's pretty special. It's a lot of points. And
tries to generate some space. Gilliard knows where he wants to get to. He's there now, driving the lane, puts it up top. And there's the finish from Swan Roger at the horn. And that gives the team and the crowd a huge boost as they hit the halftime in Calgary. Allen over Miller-Moore. Oh. Rebound put away. The putback by Tillman Jr. And this CBears team won't be stopped tonight.
Jeremiah Tillman, who all night long has been a terror on the interior. Look at him here. Just into the front, put it down on 3 Calgary defenders.
River Lions with a 5-point lead. 5 seconds to go. Carey. Over to Hollis to beat the buzzer. Oh, you bet! Curtis Hollis connects, and the River Lions get a big-time bucket to close out the half.
That free ball, both teams don't shoot the ball well, but 2 straight threes for the River Lions. Great action, shooting it with confidence. We talked about
a little full court pressure here.
I like
this.
Nearly
caused the turnover, and it does. Warren skies the reverse layup. Oh, the English on the basketball.
I like this. Talked about being disruptive, and that's exactly what that does.
You know, Powell wants a 3 for the win.
Oh, he's hunting it.
Powell for the win. Yep. Oh, it's a perfect finish for Miles Powell. A difficult shot.
Unselfish. He was hunting that 3. We knew that was coming. He was going to get the shot.
He said the 0-7 record that the Surge currently have terrifies him. He knows that this squad is not 0-7 right now and nothing to lose. Look out now.
Look out, Ruggsy. Miller-Moore puts it down. That's how you get back into the swing of things.
Reverse City. Ruggsy Miller-Moore out of the timeout once again. Wake up the squad.
Duga stopped up by Tynes. Good job defensively. Look to Hornsby. Little back feed to Isaac Jack. Get the foul call. Miller and Ben.
2 points away from the target score. McGowan's inside. Spins up. No. Krause chasing down the rebound, and it's saved by Tillman Jr. Osborne for the win. Yes!
How fitting is that with Isaiah Osborne knocking down the winner? Hustle play there. And a performance.
What a debut for Isaiah Osborne. It took him a while to get here. Fans were wondering what he has.
Harmon on the drive. Right at Parolin. Throws it up. 3 seconds to work with. Knight III's gonna have to throw it. Pulls up John Knight III, the leader. He gets it! John Knight III! How do you do? Wow! Lead. Can they hold on to it, folks? Hold on to your seats. John Knight III sends us into the 4th with a highlight reel pull-up tray.
What keeps me going? Under the heat of the sun or in the heat of the moment. When climbing for even 1 more second seems like too much. Whether you're reaching for your goal or busy setting new ones, everyone hits their limit, but that limit has a reset. Scientifically formulated to hydrate faster in the moments that matter. Electrolyte. Instant hydration.
The CEBL, Canada's Pro Basketball League, and redtag.ca brings Canadian basketball fans a chance to save up to $300 off on vacation bookings all season long with promo code CEBLFans. I wonder how our mascots would spend their time on vacation. Book today with Red Tag and save $300.
Redtag.ca.
The CDIC was established by the Government of Canada to protect deposits in case of bank failure. Coverage is free and automatic when you bank with a member institution.
Whoa, thanks.
That's my job. Protecting your deposits, that's what we do.
Man, you had a heck of a run this year with the G League and making the jump to the NBA. Let's start with the obvious question. What was it like not only to get that crack at the NBA playing with the Brooklyn Nets, but being a starter at that as well?
Man, it was a dream come true, man. You know, being able to work and put myself in position and get called up. I thank God for that, you know. But I was actually talking about this today with some of the guys in the locker room when I found out I was going to be starting, you know. I thought it was going to be like a game, maybe 2 games, but it was just like the rest of however many games it was. And it was a surreal feeling, bro. Like once the coach told me that I kind of went cold. I was like ready, but I was just like, dang, is this real? You know? So it was just like playing the NBA is obviously a dream come true, but starting in the NBA, like starting NBA games, it's an amazing feeling that I can't even really explain it.
Well, Trey, I mean, you played with the Cleveland Cavaliers a few years ago for a few games, but I mean, since then, was it ever in doubt to you that you would ever get a chance back at the NBA?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, man, my journey from Cleveland, and shout out to the Cavs organization, they always have a special place in my heart as well. But my journey from Cleveland, up until now, that 10 days to where I'm at now, I've always been super confident. I always knew and believed that I was going to, get another opportunity to play on the NBA floor again. It was a few doubts, it's always, you hear chatter from people saying, you should try to do this and go overseas or the NBA might not happen again. And, I kind of, at one point during my journey, I kind of fell into that, that mindset, maybe I should, maybe it is, and kind of started doubting myself, maybe that was it. I had that run and I'm cool. But then again, I just always knew that I was going to get back to where I wanted to go. So I kind of snapped out of that real quick and knew that, it was going to happen eventually. It was just a matter of when and where.
Welcome back inside Canada Life Center. Winnipeg leading 59-36 at the break. This is halftime on CEBL Plus, CBC Gem, and CBC Sports YouTube. Happy to have you along here. Let's take a look at the halftime highlights the stats as we take a look here. Looks even from the statistical standpoint, but the 3-point percentage really popping out here. Dave Crook for the Winnipeg CBears.
I mean, if that was flipped, then Stingers have a chance, right? Yeah. They needed to shoot the ball well. In the end, what's happened is Winnipeg's been able to create some stuff inside out, stuff in transition, and if they're knocking down the 3 ball, I mean, I don't think this Edmonton team has a chance, to be honest. And I mean, I'm not.
No, it's fair. I mean, looking how they played, and you look at the assist. A big reason for the 12 is because of those transition plays. Let's take a look at some of the highlights as to why we have the score that we do. And it's been an absolute dominant performance here in the second quarter, particularly. It was a slow start for Winnipeg, but they really picked it up in the second quarter.
Yeah, and I think the last 30 seconds really hurt Edmonton. Edmonton had an opportunity to go into the quarter break. I think a 2-possession game. Quite close, and in the end they made a couple mistakes. Winnipeg hit that late 3 and they got it to double digits, and they just haven't looked back.
33 points in the second quarter for Winnipeg and 19 points for Edmonton. But it's just been anytime Edmonton seems to get a stop, Winnipeg just, is able to stop them on defense. Like, they're not turning the defensive stops into points like Winnipeg has done.
It has to be stops and scores. Like, it can't be stop and score. It's got to be stops and scores. They've got to put a run together both ways, where they've got to get a 9, 10, 11 point sort of, divide and to shrink this down a little bit. I don't think they can do it 2 at a time. They really have to make an effort, get some stops, put some points together, take 10 off.
Well, and to be fair, I mean, if you're the Edmonton Stingers, and, we heard our sideline reporter Tegan Rocha talk about this, and what Jordan Baker's been talking about is, focus on the offense. Let's get them some things going, and then we can build the momentum, because they've got a big game coming up here, too. They're trying to catch Saskatoon, get back in the playoff picture, but they have their work cut out for them here. We'll take another quick break, and we'll be back with second half action here on CBC Gem, CBC Sports YouTube, and CEBL+. Stay with us.
The CDIC was established by the Government of Canada to protect deposits in case of bank failure. Coverage is free and automatic when you bank with a member institution.
Whoa, thanks.
That's my job.
Protecting your deposits, that's what we do.
Big savings on parking at YEG. Use promo code STINGERS to save 20% on airport parking with Jet Set Parking. Affordable parking just minutes from the terminal. Book online at jetsetparking.com/YEG and use code STINGERS to save. Level up your game. Jet Set Parking has partnered with Edmonton International Airport for their new loyalty program, YEG Plus. Jet Set Parking at YEG Plus, a winning way to start your vacation.
The CDIC was established by the Government of Canada to protect deposits in case of bank failure. Coverage is free and automatic when you bank with a member institution.
Whoa. Thank you. That's my job. So you were saying...
Protecting your deposits, that's what we do.
At Cal Tire, we're here to drive the best value around. With free rotations, price match, 0% financing, and free flat repairs. We take care of it all for the life of your tires. Chat with our team at caltire.com.
Welcome back. It's a beautiful day here in Winnipeg, Manitoba. One of 3 CEBL contests on the docket today. A rare matinee here in Winnipeg, where the Sea Bears lead the Edmonton Stingers 59-36. I'm Joey Slattery. Dave Crook is our color analyst. Tegan Rocha is our sideline reporter. And Dave, let's revisit our players to watch here from the beginning of the game. You highlighted Isaiah Osborne for Winnipeg and Scotty Lindsay for the Edmonton Stingers. And Isaiah Osborne certainly has the edge.
Isaiah Osborne doing exactly what he's been doing in this building. He's on track again to get into 20-point range, which is really critical. He's averaging 18 a game. He's been such a big boost to the Sea Bears attack. And Scotty Lindsay is a guy who they need to be the the stick that stirs the drink, and it really hasn't happened for him tonight. He hasn't got the looks. Winnipeg's done a decent job on him, chasing him all over the floor. He hasn't got anything clean, anything open.
And as we mentioned, this is an Edmonton team that is, still trying to kind of rediscover its identity. They lost some key players. This is the new core, and they're all trying to find their role. Now, we're not going to go back to the keys of the game that we had before this, but there was one particular area, Dave Crook, that you had highlighted as very important for the Edmonton Stingers to capitalize on, and the script on that has been flipped, and that's when it comes to play beyond the arc.
Yeah, shooting the three. So Edmonton, needed to dominate there if they were going to have success. They've taken 10, they've made 3, which is, not great. On the flip side, Winnipeg's made 11. Never mind, taken 11. They've made 11. They've shot 21. They're shooting 53% from the three-point line. And, that's a big piece right there of, the difference in this game.
And to your point, Scotty Lindsay with 5 points. He's 1 for 4 from the three-point land, three-point. And that's what he was brought in for, right? I mean, that's what he's known for. He's a marksman. We take a look at the statistics here through the first half again, right? Just 53% from the field. It's a great percentage for Winnipeg. And it's even at the three-point line, and that's where you see the drop-off for the Edmonton Stingers, right?
And
18%.
Winnipeg's a team that shoots about 38%, I think, from the three-point line. So this is a really above-average performance. Now, part of that's been the ball movement. Part of that's been the inside-out attack. A couple of them in transition. And the biggest piece for them, usually shooting the three ball, is Teddy Allen. And Teddy Allen hasn't even had a great game shooting the ball from beyond the arc. So it's been a real team thing. They've played well together. They've moved the ball. They've done the things they need to do. And, Edmonton has to find an answer. Coming back from 23 down is not easy. It's going to take a ton of energy, and they're going to really have to push it on the defensive end. They're going to have to create stops. They can't give Winnipeg any second chance, and they certainly can't. They have to be clean with the ball, because anytime Winnipeg gets a chance to run out or get something easy in transition, it's just a recipe for disaster for the Stingers.
And they've not been getting to the line. 4 for 6 from the free throw line. This is all done from the field. And, to your point, it's possession by possession for Edmonton. And if you're Winnipeg, well, they've had some great team effort. This is what happens. When Teddy's not playing great, they have other options. Tegan Rasha is standing by now with head coach Jordan Baker of the Edmonton Stingers. Tegan.
Coach, it was a tough competition that first half, down by 23. But what do you think your team did well?
Cool. Come back to me on that one. Go to the next question.
Okay. As you look ahead to the rest of the game, what do you think you need to adjust both on offense and defense?
Okay, I got good ones for this one. We need to take care of the ball. 14 turnovers in the first half, way too many. They're getting easy ones in transition. So for us, we want to share the ball and move it. We got to take care of it. I think 33% of our possessions ended in a turnover, so you're not going to put yourself in a good spot if that's what you're doing.
You just had a bit of a break with the guys. What is the key to keep morale high at this point?
Yeah, for us, we're trying to focus on the right things, right? We cheer the good plays. We try to encourage each other. We understand this is a good basketball team. They're going to go on some runs, but, can we sustain our energy and effort for the next 20 minutes?
And have you thought of anything that your team did well in that first half?
I thought we had good bench energy. Guys came in the game ready to play.
All right, thanks and good luck, guys.
All right, thanks, Tegan. Never a dull moment with Jordan Baker. He's very honest with that. That was a great interview, but, he's right. There's things, what have we done right? Well, there's a lot of other things they need to fix right now, but the bench is the...
But he's also a pro. He handled that really well.
Very well.
That could have, that was tough.
Yes.
And he dealt with it. And he's a professional. He played in this league. He played it overseas. He comes from a lineage of coaching. And he's a basketball lifer. And, he'll figure it out.
Yeah, always love a Jordan Baker interview. But to your point, though, too, right, is with this 23-point deficit, it's not easy. This is a very big deficit. As big a deficit as you're going to see at halftime in the CEBL, but it comes possession to possession, right? I think if you're Jordan Baker and you're the Stingers, you can't think of the 23. You got to go one at a time.
If they want to win, the key is going to be the first 5 minutes. What can they do early? Can they make a run? Can they chip this down? Can they get it to 13 or 14, right? That's the key. If they can get it to that sort of number, or they can get it even to, 15, in the first 5 minutes, chip a little bit of it, and then maybe make one more run before the start of the fourth quarter. Now you get it down to the 10-11 range, and now you got a chance going into the fourth quarter. But if they can't do that, it's going to be a long night.
Yeah, and as mentioned, the Winnipeg CEBLs took over top spot. They're 7-4 on the year, so are the Vancouver Bandits, but that win on Thursday, rather, is put Winnipeg up front there. And Edmonton, 3-6 on the year. It's not where they want to be. It's not where they thought they'd be, but this is their reality. And now they're behind the 5-5 Saskatoon Mamba, who really put things together here going into the the halfway part of the season, as the Stingers will start with possession here. And let's see what happens here, Dave Crook. You said the first 5 minutes are going to be important, and they get the first possession here. Let's see if they can do something with it. 13 on the shot clock. Work back to Bercier. Bercier with the three. no good, but the rebound corralled by Nick Hornsby, the CEBL veteran, but the pass is errant and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, that's a tough one because they did a lot of good things. The sad thing for the Stingers is Winnipeg came out with good energy, did a really nice job defensively, stayed to their principles, and in the end, get the ball back on the turnover after giving up the rebound.
So Sea-Bears get the stop on the first one on a turnover. Another turnover for Edmonton. They've got 13 on the night as Osborne, a rare miss from three-point land, and a rebound for Mason Bercier, who's pushing the pace. Hornsby goes right at Tillman Jr. Good defense here by the Sea-Bears. Hildebrandt nearly gets that pass knocked. Now it's inside. Here's a chance for Bandumel, who evades Teddy Allen and puts 2 points in for the Stingers.
Smart play. Winnipeg did a pretty good job defensively. Teddy Allen out of position, gets beat on the cut, has to get in the air, and gives up the easy two.
Gallons dishes it out. It goes from Tillman Jr. to Hildebrandt, who's 3 clanks, and it's an easy rebound for the Stingers. That's Bandumel with it.
Too easy, though, for Edmonton. Winnipeg just take, yeah, they're both open flat-foot shots, but they need to start a little differently.
And a 3 there from Trey King. We talked about it at the break. Need to see better three-point performance and even just three-point shots from Edmonton, and there's a good one there from Trey King III. Allen being guarded closely by Bandumel. Skip pass to the corner. Here's McGowans, finds an angle, goes right into his defender, and he'll draw the foul.
That's a tough one there for Edmonton. Winnipeg battle on the inside with Tillman. Actually, defender goes down, King goes down. Ball gets reversed back out. It ends up with Teddy Allen, gets swung through Hildebrandt. McGowans in the corner, drives, forces the rotation, and on the rotation, he just takes it strong, and there's contact, and his arms are swinging. And when that happens, referees are going to blow the whistle.
And Teddy Allen, only 6 points here tonight, 33% from the field. He's struggling to shoot here early, but as we've seen throughout the season, Teddy Allen, when he does have a slow start, he tends to have a strong finish to the game here. So that's one of the things with the Stingers. You can't take it for granted that he's missing. You still have to pay defensive attention.
Right. Yes, you always have to pay attention. But on the other hand, he's also put in effort. Like, it's not like he's stopped playing. He's played hard. He just can't. He's just not. Things aren't happening for him, which is very odd on the offensive end.
Another shot here for the Stingers, no good. That was Bandumel's shot. Another rebound for Winnipeg. McGowans gets it to Tillman. Osborne drawing the double team here. Tillman will step back for 3. Doesn't get that to fall, but he's known to hit a few from time to time. Doesn't take a ton, but he can't hit those 3s. That goes out of bounds. It'll be Edmonton basketball.
Yeah, they're not scared. He's not scared. He's not scared to shoot it, and Winnipeg isn't scared for him to have the opportunity to.
20-point ball game. Winnipeg leads it here. Still early in the third quarter. Edmonton, though, has their work cut out for them. It was a 23-point deficit at the half. Bandumel finds some space. Nice reverse under the rim to get that to fall.
Hey, Bandumel took it hard at Teddy Allen there.
Tillman Jr. gets it inside to Hildebrandt, but Hornsby, great defensive play, active hands, forces the turnover. And here's Bandumel on the run. Nice pass inside to Trey King III, will slam that home.
And they're doing exactly what they had to do. This is the recipe they needed. Winnipeg's been a little flat offensively. Part of that's been the way the Stingers have played. And at the same time, they've capitalized a little bit. But I think Winnipeg's missed 3 open 3s. And that's a great, they weren't going to continue to shoot at that pace no matter what.
Yeah, another miss there from Hildebrandt this time, and it's a 16-point ball game, but a turnover from Edmonton. As you heard Jordan Baker at the halftime break with Tegan Rocha, 33% of their possessions ended in a turnover. And here's Scotty Lindsay going the other way in transition. He's still having a hard time finding the twine from 3. And the pace picks up. Winnipeg. Osborne going to slow it down now. Tillman Jr. takes it in the high post. Another handoff to Osborne. Quick turn. And he's going to draw a foul on King III, who tried to get a swat from the back there and just missed. This Western Conference game is presented by Cal Tire. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Thanks for tuning in here on CBC Gem, CBC Sports YouTube, and CEBL Plus. Edmonton Stingers and the Winnipeg CEBLs kicking off a 3-game slate here in the CEBL. A fun Saturday if you're a Canadian Hoops fan. Winnipeg got a 23-point lead. Edmonton chipping away. They've had a few empty possessions, the CEBLs. They're going to try and change that here. Allen, 6 points so far tonight. CEBLs would like to see him get activated offensively, and that'll help. A nice turnaround J from Teddy Allen.
Teddy just wanted that one. He just battled. Good job by Bandemel. He did everything he could, but in the end, the professional scorer comes away with 2 points.
And an empty possession for Edmonton. Not the best shot selection there. Best decision from Hornsby, but he put his hand up. That's on me. Not often you see him make those decisions.
They're not playing clean enough, right? I mean, they've had good opportunities and they've got themselves back into it a little bit, but they've just been a little too sloppy.
Yeah, Hornsby had a great season. He was in Portugal, Sacramento State alumni, and he's been a fixture. Here's Teddy Allen now has 4 points, and he has 10 on the night, hit double digits. And as we said, you got to be careful because he could get hot at any point. Bandemel steps back, doesn't have the shot, he'll dish it off. Scotty Lindsay for 3. And another clank for Lindsay, really struggling from beyond the arc, but Jack able to get the rebound. It's knocked away by Krause, and Jax is out of bounds, so it'll be Winnipeg basketball, and Tay Donald going to check into the game for Edmonton.
Yeah, and those are the kind of things where and you're going to see here a little swat from behind by Mason Krause, and it's going to go off Jack. He regains possession but steps on a line, but that's the problem. Edmonton, they almost have to play perfectly clean basketball if they want to have a hope.
Teddy Allen for 3, and he cans it. Teddy Allen heating up now. He's got a 7-point run of his own. 13 points for Teddy Allen. That'll draw a timeout, and that'll be a break for us. You're watching CEBL Basketball live on CBC Gem, CEBL Plus, and CBC Sports YouTube. We'll be back. Catch all the exciting basketball from right here at the Canada Life Centre in downtown Winnipeg as part of CBears Summer. Pick up your tickets by visiting cbears.ca/tickets or scan the QR code on your screen. And it's been a fun time here in Winnipeg so far this season. The CBears, after having a tough road, first 6 games, 4 were played on the road. And, they were a 500 basketball team, but they're undefeated at home. They're coming off a big win in Vancouver, and they have a sizable lead here, 68-45 against the Edmonton Stingers. Our Tegan Rasha has an update as she was in on the timeout. Tegan.
Joey, Coach Mike Ringbo had lots to say in that that timeout break. He wants to focus on plays and taking their time in the offensive end. And as you can imagine, there was lots of hype on the bench and among the coaches.
All right, thanks, Tegan. Shot from Bandemel, no good, and it's another rebound for the CBears. CBears now have 23 rebounds on the night. Allen has scored the last 7 points for the CBears and has 13 on the night. Here's Osborne. He's been quiet for a while, but he's picking it back up from beyond the arc. Another 3 for Osborne.
With time and space, he is just such a deadly shooter. It's unbelievable. He just looks so confident. I think they're going to call a foul there on Tillman, a little wrap around there, and he's going to get another. And that's what we talked about earlier, right? He just commits those silly little fouls that he doesn't need to do. And what it does is it cuts his minutes. And he's such an important piece.
Yeah, Tillman now has 3 fouls. on the night as there's a turnover here. Here's Osborne on the run, and he'll throw it down with authority on the run.
Just easy, and again, we're talking about it. I've said it so many times. Offense to defense with this team.
Tillman, 3 fouls so far. That shot goes up, no good. But to your point, Dave, this is a thing that the CBears have been trying to address with Tillman. He does so many great things, but they need him on the floor in crunch time, as that shot from Scott's no good. And in games like this, you don't notice it as much, but it's going to be those close games, and we've seen it in the past in some losses where he wasn't on the floor when they wanted him.
Right, and they need him out there. He's the one guy who can protect the rim for Winnipeg. He's the one guy who gives him that opportunity to play a little differently.
Edmonton been playing from behind all game. Tate on it. Does not get that shot to fall. Hornsby's pass knocked around, but Edmonton retains it. Lindsay still looking for a second 3 tonight. He's 1 for 8 now. And here's a big fight for the rebound. Tillman Jr. There's a foul called here. Hornsby's down on the ground. Tillman talking to the referees. We're going to wait and see where the foul is called here. The referees are going to get together.
I think the foul initially is going to be on Hornsby, and I think there's a late technical, and I think that's going to go against Tillman.
Yeah, Tillman's frustrated right now. He's talking to Mike Rabo, who's trying to settle him down. Nick Hornsby taking his time to get up here. He's turned over on his back finally here. He's getting some attention from the athletic trainer, but Nick Hornsby is a guy who has been such an important part, not this season, David, he's been such an important part of the Stingers organization for so long.
Yeah, so I think what's going to happen is if we get a chance to look at the replay, there's contact, it's a rebound, there's a scramble situation, they're fighting for the ball, Tillman's going to pull it away, and with that, Hornsby ends up I think he's going to get a little elbow, he goes down, so there's a foul, and then there's a late technical, and I think that technical is going to go on Tillman for throwing the ball away.
Yeah, we'll get another look here on the angle, but yeah, just Tillman Jr. aggressive, gets the elbow inside, and he's frustrated right now. Still was talking to the referees. Mike Rabo now has got him on the bench, and he'll do the speaking for Tillman Jr. on this one. But this is Nick Hornsby just trying to play a hard play on the ball, right? They've been struggling with with those rebounds, and
so I think I went the wrong way on that one. I think the team was against Edmonton. Teddy just shot it, made it, and now Hornsby's going to shoot 2, and then I think it may actually be.
So here's Hornsby at the line. He gets the first one to fall here. So
he gets up, makes it. So they did call the elbow against Tillman.
And you'll hit both shots here. So that's pretty big for the Stingers, who are still trying to cut this lead. They'll get the possession there as well.
So the game had just started to spread out. I think Winnipeg got it to like 28, right? But Edmonton's hanging in.
Well, this would be a big possession for Edmonton because they just got the 2 points and they get possession back. If they can do something with this, that can swing momentum here for Edmonton, and they're in dire need of it right now. Nice pass on the run and a finish there from Stanley Davis Jr. Give the assist to Nick Hornsby, and a steal. Davis Jr. couldn't get that one to fall. That would have been a big turn of events, and then now nearly a steal from Trey King, and my goodness, it's picked up here for Edmonton.
Yeah, the game's got a little haywire right now. So what happened was it was a nice steal on the inbounds. Mason Krause threw the ball away. Coach Rainbow not happy about it. In the end, shot was missed. Probably was a foul. They didn't get the call for the Stingers. Winnipeg gets the ball. They're going the other way, and there was a push off the ball against Krause, and so that's why Winnipeg gets possession.
And here's Krause at the line now. Thanks for the explanation, Dave Crook. It takes a coach with experience to get that all figured out.
I got the last one wrong. Mason not happy with that miss, but it was a push off the ball in transition, so it's an unsporting foul. So it should be 2 shots in the ball for Winnipeg.
0.5-point game.
Yeah, it's now it's 26. It's really Winnipeg made that little run before all the scramble and all the things that happened. And this has got a chance sort of to do what it did the other day. It could get ugly in a hurry.
Well, Edmonton really put things in high gear there for about 30 seconds of opportunities, and Teddy Allen going to draw the foul going right into Hornsby. We'll see if that call is on him. There are a few Stingers defenders around him. That's actually going to go against. Didn't see who that was.
I think it's Bandemel. I think they called the foul out in the end. I'm not 100%.
Yeah, it's on Bandamel.
Yeah. Looked like he was the one guy who was set with his arms above his head, but I think he might have followed through a little bit as Teddy sort of slowed down and made that little, like half-speed move going to the rim, and I think Bandamel followed through with his arms, and that put Teddy on the line to shoot too. And just like you said, I think now Teddy's got 12 right after a pretty slow start, or maybe 14.
14 now on the night. 16 points for Teddy Allen, 15 for Isaiah Osborne, and leading for the Stingers right now is 12 points for Nick Hornsby. And this is not a night where they need another steal here for Winnipeg. That was a Scott-Kraus combo. Kraus can't corral the pass from Allen. It looked like it went off might have been touched by a Stinger, but it's going to be Edmonton basketball.
Yeah, a little nice play there. Teddy Allen tried to go cross-court. I think he's saying it got touched off the foot, but in the end, referees are going to give the ball back to...
Well, here's a good look at it here. And no, that just was... It didn't look like it hit anything at all. It just goes straight out of bounds.
This one right across the top of the foot. Teddy thought it got touched, but in the end, Edmonton retains possession.
Winnipeg not relenting on defense here. Full court pressure from the Sea Bears.
Just token, though. Just slow them down, try to keep them in check.
It did get a little quick here, or Winnipeg rather had a hard time keeping up. Now things have settled a little bit since. Here's a three-point attempt, and that one's good. That's Trey King, the third for three.
He's a pretty good shooter. I think he shoots at around 48, 50%. Again, another guy who's pretty deadly in the three-point line, but hasn't had time and space.
He's got 13 tonight, and the response from Teddy Buckets. 19 points and quick response here from Edmonton, but slow start. He only had 6 points in the first quarter. He's got 19 now. Allen with it again. Substitutions will be coming on the next whistle. Here's Scott for three, no good. Nice rebound by DJ Burns. Then he saves it over to Osborne for three, no good. And going to be a fight for the basketball and a foul on the play. It's going to go against Winnipeg.
But again, it's great to see hustle. Winnipeg up by 26, and they're still playing hard. They're still competing. All those guys still looking for minutes, which is great to see.
Edmonton, your summer plans just got serious. Join us for multiple special edition theme nights throughout the season. Purchase today at stingers.ca/tickets or scan that QR code on your screen. Always a great time at the Edmonton Expo Center, a great venue. We talk a lot about the Canada Life Center in Winnipeg, but I absolutely love the atmosphere at Edmonton as well. Stingers fans are about as diehard as you're going to get here in the CEBL, and they want a push here from their boys in Winnipeg, down 80-54. It's a big mountain to overcome. And Winnipeg trying to add to that. Here's Kraus for three, and that's well off the mark.
Little rush shot, that's going to make Jordan Baker happy.
And King goes right into Kraus. Kraus thought he had the offensive foul. He's laughing as he jumped up, and King will go to the line for two.
I think his angle was wrong defensively. Let's see if we get a good look at it, but it didn't look to me like he took him square. It looks like he's a little bit twisted. Yeah. Hey, that can go either way. We always say we get the advantage of the slow motion instant replay. When I saw it live, I thought it was a great call.
Totally. I remember talking to someone, a fellow broadcaster. I can't remember the referee that he was talking to, but it was, anyway, league game, right? So he was doing the call. It was a U Sports basketball game, CIS back then, or CIAU back then. And he had some words about the referee's call. And the next game they're in club, this guy's coaching and then talking to that same referee. And then he brings up the call. He watched the game and he says, well, he's like, you had a lot to say about the call. He's like, yeah, well, we saw that it wasn't a great call. He's like, how many looks did you get at it? He's like, well, we got the replay. He's like, yeah, I got one look. Yeah. Right? In the moment, it's a fast game. Exactly. And that's the referee's challenge. They don't have the cameras. They don't have the replays. They don't have the angles. And, you've watched CEBL long enough. It's a fast-paced game, right? This is professional basketball, and it's, sometimes tough for referees to call it in the moment, right? They're calling what they see, and that's what they're paid to do. And, more often than not, they get it right.
Live, I thought 100% I would call that a defensive foul.
Really? Okay.
I would have called that defensive foul live. When I saw the replay, it's 50-50. It would go either way.
And it's hard.
This is a soccer game and went to VAR, I wouldn't overturn the call.
Burns at the line here now, shooting too. But, you're totally right. It's a tough one there, and that the contact is so hard too in that one that you can't have a no call, right? I think in the playoffs you might let that one go, but nonetheless, play continues. Less than a minute to play in the third quarter. Winnipeg cruising along again. They had a 33-point win against Vancouver to take over top spot in the West, and they are well on their way to stringing together a 4th straight win and remain undefeated at home.
But again, they're up. They're playing defense. They're up, playing in the full court. They're putting in a shift. They're putting in an effort. But that's guys competing because they want to play. They're also playing for minutes, not just results at this point.
Yeah, totally. And Nuga missing that one. And Winnipeg has been rolling along nicely. They're still waiting, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast. Emmanuel Acott has missed a few games now with a lower body injury as Allen misses that one. A foul on the rebound. And it looks like that one is going to go against Nate Balamu.
Yeah, Balamu over the top on the rebound on the far side. But again, Coach Rainbow's not going to be unhappy about that call in terms of the fact that it's effort, right? It's an effort play. You know, it wasn't the greatest shot, Teddy Allen, but he's been on a bit of a roll. You're never going to second guess him. But Balamu makes the effort. Sadly, he goes through the Stingers player, but good for Coach Baker as they get to walk down the floor with the clock stopped. Tate Allen can't capitalize, sadly, but that's been a bit of the story tonight for the Stingers. They've done a lot of the right things. They just haven't been able to finish the plays.
Both teams are in the penalty now. As Donald hits that one, 82-57 is your score, less than 30 seconds to play. Little gamesmanship there as Donald let the ball sail by his foot. Not going to give the Seabears any more favors. They don't need any right now. Donald jumping in on McGowan's. Good defensive play here. Great pressure from Edmonton. Winnipeg able to break the press. 2-second differential on the shot clock to the game clock. Here's Balamu for 3. That one's off. Scott with the rebound. Shot clock turned off. 10 to play here in the third quarter. McGowan's. Skip pass to the corner. Balamu, 2 on the clock to Osborne at the buzzer. No.
Balamu turned that one down. He had the look just before that. Missed it. Wasn't confident. Gave it up. Osborne just comes a little bit short.
Tried to give it to the hot hand. Osborne was 4 for 9 at that point. 4 for 10 now. And at the break, it is 82-57. Winnipeg leading Edmonton after 3 quarters. Fourth quarter action coming up next.
You don't just fuel your body, you fuel your drive. We're not here to preach hustle. We're here for the ones who show up. You know who you are. The moms who make mornings feel like magic. The runners lacing up before the scroll. The dreamers writing it down before it's real. And we're here for you. Real fruit, real fuel. Booster Juice. Fuel for what's next.
Did you know that every CEBL game ends on a game-winning bucket? Yep, every single one. That's because we use something called target score ending, a thrilling twist that keeps fans locked in till the final shot. So what is the target score ending? Here's how it works. The first time the clock stops with 4 minutes or less left in the fourth quarter, the game clock is turned off. We enter target score time. We take the leading team score, add 9 points, and that becomes the target score. Let's say it's 91-80. That means the first team to hit 100 wins. No ticking clock, no intentional fouls, just pure clutch basketball. It's fast, it's electric, and it guarantees that every game ends with a bang. Experience the target score ending this CEBL season.
Welcome back to Winnipeg. Time now for our Cruise of the Game presented by Cal Tire. This one again, the gritty to pretty play. It's a turnover, a steal for Winnipeg, and it's DJ Burns. A couple of gallops. And in for the easy layup. Nice play by DJ Burns. Burns has been recently added to this roster. Third game here with the Winnipeg Seabears and his second game on home court. And he seems to be having a ton of fun. 6 points for him today. He's played 10 minutes and 28 seconds.
Just the energy. He works hard, does a great job.
There, the Seabears trying to extend their lead. Edmonton would love to chip into this significant lead before target time. Here's the pass inside, fumbled there by Tillman Jr., recovered, and here's a 3 from the corner, and that's good. And guess who? Isaiah Osborne, another 3-pointer for him.
Good play by Edmonton. They double Teddy, loses possession, gets to Tillman. Tillman McGowan's delivers in the corner. Osborne, flat foot, he's going to knock that down.
5 for 12 is Isaiah Osborne from three-point land. And he's got 15 points. There's another three-pointer from Edmonton. There's the response.
Little
big one there from Vandermill.
Generous bank shot there from straight on.
Simon Hildebrandt getting all sorts of pressure from Scotty Lindsay, former teammate, and that will be a foul against Trey McGowan's offensive foul.
So Edmonton's really coming out strong here. They're really trying to double. They're doubling all the time on Winnipeg, trying to force some things to, and we'll see here an opportunity. This is off the reversal, and that's McGowan's. Just like we saw the one earlier in the game, you get that forearm extended, it's always going to be a call.
Yeah, it's an easy one for the referee to make. Just don't have to worry about positioning from the defender in that case. Here's a chance for Donald. Can't get that to fall. Rebound taken by McGowan's, and Donald quick to get on him defensively, riding him all the way down the floor. And now there's going to be a foul against Edmonton.
So post up on the inside, I think that was Tillman, and Trey King just wrapped him up a little bit underneath. He had good body position and commits a foul rather than giving up the easy basket.
So that might be, I believe that's 5 on Trey King.
Wow.
So that was a quiet 5. I didn't realize he was
quiet 5, but also a quiet night.
Yeah.
He didn't have the impact in the game I thought that he would have coming in.
So 15 points for Trey King in this one. 2 rebounds and assists, 3 turnovers to go with that, though.
But I think if Edmonton was going to come in here and win, they needed a little bit more from him.
Well, now they will play on without him. Here's a skip pass over to Donald. Donald for 3. No good. Teddy Allen with the rebound. He'll get that over to McGowan's, and they're going to have to hurry it over half court because the pressure has been hot here for Edmonton. Really trying to make something happen.
You got to respect the fact that how hard they play when they're down by, almost 30 points here.
And there's a three-pointer. Simon Hildebrandt for 3. And Winnipeg not relenting here, up 18. Here's a shot. Lindsay skies, and he gets a mid-range jumper to fall. Wasn't feeling it from 3, so he takes it inside.
Nice effort, nice play by Scotty Lindsay. But again, Edmonton is just competing and playing so hard. Obviously they have a lot of respect for Coach Baker to give this kind of energy.
Here's Allen for 3. Gets that. McGowan's with the assist. And a timeout here for Jordan Baker, and it's just the same old story, Dave. It feels like every time they get something going and hit a few shots, Winnipeg hits a bigger one.
Yeah.
And it leads to a timeout for Edmonton here.
Yeah, it's tough. Winnipeg's played pretty well. They've done some really good things, and they've shot the ball. This is by far the best effort we've seen from the three-point line all season from the CEBLs, and they've just been knocking things down. And Teddy Allen's got it going here in the second half.
Well, the second game of the road trip coming up here for the Edmonton Stingers. They head to Saskatoon, where Tavian Dunn-Martin, one of the most electric guards in this league, and the Mambo await. Action begins this Wednesday at the SaskTel Center. Tip-off there, 7:30 Sask time and Mountain Time. Love time changes in Saskatchewan. Always gets you thinking. Meanwhile, the Sea Bears hit the road and will look to take the first 2 games of the season series against the Vancouver Bandits in Vancouver at the Langley Events Center. Next Saturday, tip-off for that one is 6 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Central. And that'll be a good one after the game that they had here against Vancouver to take top spot against the Bandits. Now they got to go do it on the road in Vancouver. And I just talked about how great of a spot Edmonton is to play. One of the other best atmospheres in the league is Langley Events Center. Vancouver Bandits fans are a faithful and loud fan base, and it's not an easy place to play.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle, and with Winnipeg doing a number on them here, I know the people of Vancouver are going to be really behind the Bandits when Winnipeg comes to town.
Well, yeah, 33-point loss looks bad on paper, but at the end of the day, you have the same record, right? So the other thing, too, is that point differential might come back to hurt them, but Vancouver's going to come out focused and ready for that one and for some retribution as Mason Bercier gets a tough one to fall as he hits the deck. Nice one for Bercier. Mason Bercier, former CEBL himself, told me before the game he's expecting him and his wife are expecting their second child. Could be any day. Wow. So keep an eye on Mason Bercier. If he suddenly leaves, it's for good reason. And congratulations to them. He's made himself a staple name in the CEBL and trying to turn things around here for Edmonton that are really trying to reinstill some new cultural a new cultural identity here as they go into the second half of the season. We'll check in with Tegan Rasha, who has an update for us. Tegan.
Coach Baker managed to stay calm and composed during that timeout. He wants his guys to be more physical and have some more power offensively. And this is all in a very loud arena. We just got the attendance number. It's 6,380. So a tough arena to play in, but they are doing their best.
Foul there. Isaiah Osborne will go to line 2. And as you said, Tegan, when you were talking to him in the interview, right, like he was talking about the need to be supportive of people, so of the team, and reinforcing the positives and practicing what he's preaching here. And it's not easy, Dave Crook. I mean, when you're going through a loss like this, and we've seen teams get blown out in here before. It doesn't happen too often. Like, they're usually close games, but the emotions can take over. And as you mentioned, a seasoned veteran and a pro here, now in his fourth year coaching the Edmonton Stingers. He was a player here before. He's won championships as a player with the Edmonton Stingers. Basketball royalty in Edmonton and Alberta. So, really doing a good job here, trying to focus on the tasks at hand that go beyond the scoreboard right now, because as we mentioned, halfway through the season, you got to start making those changes to put a push here for the playoffs.
Right. And a guy who's super committed to this league, right?
Big time.
I think he's part of the ownership group now in Edmonton. He really he believes in the CEBL.
And for good reason. Here's a guy, one of the many, who's never didn't grow up with pro basketball across the country. And, here he is, had an opportunity to play. Now he's coaching, and there's a whole new generation of kids that have an opportunity to play here. So he's a bit of a steward, too, of the game here, not only of the CEBL, but the game, particularly in Alberta. And I think he does a great job at that. Here's a steal for Mason Bercier. He'll go down the other way to Bandemel, who's got some speed, and he'll lay that in over Krause.
And again, the double teams that Edmonton's doing are giving the Seabears a little bit of problem, which is great. They keep making adjustments. They keep trying to make things happen. They're not sitting back. They're not accepting the loss.
Here's a shot, rims out, and it's a rebound for Hornsby. He'll dribble it up the wing. Hornsby met by 3 guys, spin move, loses the ball for a second, regains it, gets the shot, but it's no good. Tillman Jr. with the rebound. Tillman Jr. playing with 4 fouls here, as we are now less than 2 minutes away from the target score window. Mason Bercier a little frustrated with this call.
And again, it's Edmonton being proactive. They're trying to double. They're trying to make something happen, trying to put Winnipeg in jeopardy. And in the end, they get called for a little reach in. And it's going to happen sometimes when you're trapping, right? You just get a little over anxious. There's a little body contact, a little arm gets stuck in there. I know that the Stingers don't agree, but it's tough.
Yeah, and that one was on Emmanuel Bandemel, not Bercier. Bercier was frustrated with the call, though, and he's got a rebound here, and he'll lead the charge for Edmonton. Bercier, the Kelowna, BC native, played the last part of his university basketball at Trinity Western in Langley. Here's King now going up. He has the ball swatted, trying to chase it down, but it's corralled by the Seabears. Krause in trouble, but he gets it off to Osborne. Here's Osborne. Picks up the dribble. Nice fadeaway, but he can't get the friendly bounce, and it's another rebound for Edmonton. Hornsby on the run. Skip pass to the corner. Lindsay thought about it. Now he finds a lane on Krause. Goes up. 2 points and the foul. Scotty Lindsay getting activated here in the fourth quarter.
And that's exactly what Winnipeg wants to have happen. They want to contest things on the perimeter. Krause on the hard closeout, gives up the middle drive, and then there's contact from behind on the body, and Lindsay playing off the bounce. But that's what Winnipeg wants. Edmonton would much rather see Scotty Lindsay stand on the perimeter, knock down the 3. What Winnipeg wants is Scotty Lindsay putting on the deck. The problem is he made the play and converted.
And Tillman Jr. comes off. But now the foul was charged to Tillman Jr., so that if it is charged to him, it's 5, but the referee is going to double check here to make sure that the foul went to the right player.
I think that Winnipeg thought that the foul was on Krause underneath and not on Tillman Jr., but in the end, I think that the officials...
Here's the replay here. It looked like Tillman Jr. was a little late on the help, but you see the hands on Krause? Yeah, he got him on the arm there, too. So, I don't think it's the wrong call, but you're a little late on the help side, and that's what happens. And this has been part of the problem with Tillman Jr., who's otherwise been a fantastic addition to this team and a big part to their core, Big three isn't intact yet, but once Xavier Moon gets here, you'll imagine that'll be Teddy Allen, Xavier Moon, and Jeremiah Tillman Jr. as Allen with a nice spin move laying that in.
And Teddy the game just slows down when he's got the ball in those kind of situations, and he's comfortable and he's at his own pace. I mean, one thing you can do is try to hurry him up a little bit sometimes, and he will make the odd mistake.
And here Allen is going to draw a foul as he was trying to go after the loose ball.
No,
or was it out of bounds? Sorry, it was out of bounds.
Yeah, I think they're saying Teddy stepped on the line.
My apologies there, and it will be Edmonton basketball. So Allen nearly comes up with another steal, and we've talked about it before, but Miles Powell's having a great season in Scarborough offensively, and I was listening to the broadcast and talking about him as the front runner, but we can't forget about Teddy Allen. I mean, it's going to be a race right now, I think, between those two players particularly, as we get to the halfway point of MVP. I mean, Teddy Allen is averaging nearly 30 points a game, but he's also doing it at all ends of the floor.
Yeah,
and I think that's what needs to be rewarded. I mean, not to take anything away from the great season Miles Powell's having and how well Scarborough's playing. I mean, they're 8-1 or 9-1, whatever it is now. They're leading the league, but what Teddy Allen's been able to do and how Winnipeg has been playing, I mean, it's going to be a tight race.
No question. And that 9-1, and that was a great matchup when Winnipeg went in there. I think that was a 1 or 2 point game, a game that Winnipeg probably feels they should have won, that Scarborough stole from them a little bit. So,
100%.
Yeah, it's going to be a great year in the league.
I think 3 of their 4 wins were 1 possession. The 4th one might have been a 2-possession game. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I mean, Winnipeg has been in every game as Burns takes the pass from Scott. Easy 2 points there. All smiles from DJ Burns, the pride of New Orleans, Louisiana. Now he's got to play defense here. We are in the target score window. Next whistle will bring us to target score time. And Rainbow calling for the timeout if they hit here. Scotty Lindsay trying to help him out, and he can't get that to fall. Rebound up for grabs, and it is Winnipeg with the ball. Isaiah Osborne going to walk it up here. 97-71. 26-point lead for Winnipeg. Scott trying to add to that before target time. Allen with the rebound. Has the ball knocked away. It's going to be a foul against Allen, and that will mean shots as Edmonton is now in the penalty. And Teddy Allen with his 6th rebound, first offensive board of the game.
So opportunity here to take it to 28 and to put it into target score time. So not a great situation for Edmonton, but exactly what Winnipeg was looking for.
And this is kind of how we saw the first quarter close, right?
Yes.
Was with a little bit of helter-skelter and Winnipeg putting up an unexpected late few points on the board to extend that lead. Allen missing that one. Rare miss for Allen.
Yeah, no leg drive on that one at all. He shot that totally with his upper body.
Does he ever have leg drive?
He does, he does. But that time he had, a little bit more oomph. He also saw, okay, this is a little technical, but his release point on his second one was much better than his release point in the first one. We won't get a replay of that, so you got to take my word for it. But that was the difference in the two.
This is why you're here, Dave. Bring us the technicalities. You're watching CEBL live on CBC Gem, CBC Sports YouTube, and CEBL Plus. Target score time is next.
Let's bring it on. It's game time. It's showtime. And it goes. Nick Hornsby. Here's Oakland for the win. You gotta love a Canadian boost. Two hands. Oh, what a block from behind.
Next bucket wins. Target score time is the best time of a game. The energy, the drama,
And anything can happen. Oh, my goodness! Can you believe this guy?
big players step up in big time. He is cooking.
Target score time is upon us. It's a 28-point deficit here for the Edmonton Stingers, 1 point shy. Sorry, it was 29 points was the biggest lead of the game here for Winnipeg, so not far off from what they've been dealing with most of this game. And Winnipeg looks like they're about to have 2 straight games without ever trailing which is kind of crazy to think.
Rare. It doesn't happen very often.
Especially when you're playing, Vancouver, top team at the time. Is a quick basket there for Edmonton. That was Jack. But, playing against a team like Vancouver, and now you followed up with one of your biggest rivals, by going back to the four years total here with the Stingers and the Sea-Bears. And as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Edmonton has had a lot of success in this building and a lot of success against the Sea-Bears, rather. And Sea-Bears really taking it to them today, taking nothing for granted as Allen is going to draw the foul.
Yeah.
Out of bounds.
Yeah, off a little check out there.
So McGowan's going to inbound the ball. Target score is 107. You're new to the game. That's what that PGT means on your screen. The clock is turned off, only the shot clock in effect, and the first team to hit 107 will win. Here's Krause with it, no good. Ball knocked around, and Mason Krause, good fight for that one. He'll come out with it. Good defense there by Sea-Bears to slow it down. Out of bounds, it will be Winnipeg basketball.
Bit of a scramble play, good hustle there by Trey Scott. He got his hand on the ball. We'll get an opportunity to see it here in the replay. Ball gets saved by Jack, and Scott just gets a hand to it, knocks it off the Stinger. Winnipeg with possession.
Winnipeg still looking for their first field goal here in target score time. McGowan's has it, 12 on the shot clock. Here's Allen. Driving on his former teammate, gets it out to Krause. His three-pointer rims out, and Scotty Lindsay's going to corral that rebound. Here's Lindsay going right into Krause, into the key, puts up a floater, no good. Mason Krause grabs the rebound. McGowan's racing down the wing. Finds some space in the middle. Too easy for Trey McGowan's. No one picking him up.
Yeah, you can't let a guy advance the ball 90 feet without any defense at all. And Jack steps in late, and I think he gets called for the foul here when McGowan's crosses over. So there's a little bit of switch in transition.
Just going through the lane like an apparition. No one sees him till it's too late, and Jack has to pick up the foul, so he'll go to the line, looking for the first points here of.
Yeah, it's tough. That transitional defenses wasn't there for Edmonton. No pressure at all. You can't let a guy get that late, that deep with the ball.
Winnipeg has done a good job at closing games and not wasting too much time in target score time this year. Bit of a slow start to this one. Trey McGowan's pulls to within 8 points of that target score, getting him on the board.
Yeah, I think that slip in Scarborough is basically one of the few times where they haven't performed well in target score time.
And here's a drive from Davis Jr. again. Winnipeg snoozing, and he's going to get 2 points and the foul. Big play there. And to Scarborough's credit on that, they've had, I think, most of their wins up until a few games ago. They were trailing at target score time, so this is something they do.
Great take. And Coach Rainbow just had his hand over his eyes. He was just so unhappy with the transitional defense, right? So here's a guy, they're up by 25. They give up an easy basket, and he's really unhappy because he wants them, he's such a perfectionist. He just wants them to play so well all the time.
And he is also a habits guy, very habitual in terms of you don't want to develop bad habits, because sometimes it can happen when you're losing, but also when you're winning. You get a little bit, laid back, and you're not as sharp, and it can lead to issues down the road. Krause for three, and he cans it in the face of Mason Bercier.
That's Mason's third look here in target score time from the three-point line. Finally made one.
4 points away from the target are the Sea-Bears. Hornsby trying to dig into the deficit. No good, but he draws the foul. And the Sea-Bears, again, acting the way they're carrying themselves, right? It's like it's a one-point ball game. They're not paying attention to the score. They're not taking anything for granted. They're frustrated with calls they feel don't go there, that shouldn't go there, or should have went their way, I should say. But, it goes to the culture that he's developed, Rainbow.
Not that should have gone their way, but how they feel should have
Exactly. That's a key term. How they feel it should have went. But that is the Mike Rainbow effect, right?
Yes,
is that ability. It's the score is always 0-0 until that game is done. Right? Until that target is hit.
Yeah. Take nothing for granted.
Yeah. And Hornsby hits that one. 103-76. So Sea-Bears just need a couple of possessions to close this one. Osborne with the drive, reverse laying around Hornsby. Beautiful finish from Isaiah Osborne. Hornsby. Skip pass to the corner. Davis Jr. for three, and he cans that one. Winnipeg with a chance to win it here. 105-79. They lead 107 is the target score. Trey McGowans has the ball. Over to Isaiah Osborne. He has 2 target score winners already this year. Here he is in his 4th game with Winnipeg. Into the key. Pulls up. No good. And Tay Donald going to corral that rebound. Donald to Hornsby. Here's Mason Bercier for 3. And he cans that one. Long way to go here. They need another stop. Can they get it? Trey McGowans pushing the pace. But to slow it down and get set up here, Teddy Allen asking for the ball. He wants to put this one away. Here he is on Bercier, the former teammates. Allen looking for space. 11 seconds on the shot clock. He puts it up, and that's no good. Hornsby with the rebound. And here comes Edmonton. Make that a 6-0 run for the Stingers. Davis Jr. getting that one to fall. Allen going to slowly dribble up the ball here. Fans on their feet, smelling another win. Here's Allen on Bercier. Over to McGowans. McGowans into Bercier. He's got space. Kicks it out to Osborne for the win! No! McGowans chases down the rebound, but it's Edmonton corralling it. Good effort here from Edmonton. Long stretch pass and another dunk. This time from Trey King, and we made the mistake earlier. He had 4 fouls on him. He's playing with 4 fouls right now. Here's McGowans trying to close it again for the CEBLs.
Winnipeg's sort of frustrated. There's nothing easy. Edmonton's still playing real hard.
Here's Osborne with the drive. Can he close it? Misses the first attempt. Second attempt misses 2. And Edmonton dribbles out of bounds. Unfortunate bounce for the Stingers, who are on an 8-0 run.
And part of the problem now for Winnipeg is they've gone away from what they've done all game long, what they've done for 2 games, where there's no team basketball. It's almost just one-on-one right now, and they're just trying to find a way to win the game by making an individual effort instead of executing the way they need to execute.
And here's a timeout from head coach Jordan Baker. And good timeout here is Winnipeg will have the ball at the baseline. But you're totally right. You know, this is a little uncharacteristic from what we're used to with the CEBLs this season, where they've been, very into their game. They haven't strayed away from it normally at this time. Now, this is natural for the CEBL. I mean, when you have the lead, sometimes it's, guys smell that chance to play hero. It's a unique part of the CEBL. And sometimes when you're playing with that lead, the pressure kind of can fall on you a little bit to close it.
Yeah, and I think they had an opportunity. They were up 25. Yep. All they needed was one hoop. So they have a couple one-on-one possessions. They don't play well together. Edmonton comes back, scores 5, and now it's 20 or 19. And so Edmonton's chipped back a little bit. What Jordan Baker's trying to do is just give his guys a rest, see if they can make a stop here, make a little bit of run. That's the only way they're going to be able to come back in this one. The problem for Jordan Baker is right now gives Coach Rainbow an opportunity to draw something up, come out of this timeout, see if they can get something easy, which is something that,
and not to focus on moral victories, though, but at the end of the day, you want to make Winnipeg sweat. If you're not going to win this game, you want to make sure you're building up momentum and show that you can compete.
They've done that, and I think Winnipeg is frustrated. You can see the body language coming off that they were unhappy with themselves for the way they'd executed in the last couple minutes. But they made some errors, and like I said, we hadn't seen that sort of individualism from them most of the season, and we saw it there for a couple minutes.
Well, let's see if they can close it out now. Ball at the baseline. Here's McGowans inbounding. Looking for Teddy Allen. No good. He's going to skip it out here. Out of the reach of Scott. Osborne saves it. Gets it to Scott. Helter-skelter here from the CEBLs. Allen for 3 in the game. No. Rebound for McGowans. Shot clock is at 10. McGowans has it. They have options here. Who will take the game? McGowan's going to drive inside. Edmonton collapsing. Great defense by the Stingers. And this is going to be a shot clock violation if they don't get the jump ball. Referees are going to look at this one over.
I think they're going to call shot clock violation.
So another turnover here for the CEBLs, and the Stingers are finding their groove here late in the game. Might be too little too late, but this has been a great fight from the Edmonton Stingers.
Yeah, they just keep battling and battling and battling, and they're doing the things they need to do, which is, they're taking Winnipeg out of how Winnipeg wants to play, and that's why they've got some success.
They've gotten the deficit. They've trailed by as much as 29. Now they've got it to under 20. It's a 19-point deficit. Here's a drive now. Skipped out Hornsby. trying to take it in on McGowan's, and it's going to be a travel on that one. So a turnover for Edmonton and another chance for Winnipeg. And if you're Winnipeg, I think you're just happy you got to stop.
Yeah, I think you are. I think part of the problem for Winnipeg, too, when you have such a big lead, your sense of urgency changes a little bit, and that's part of, I think, why they've had some problems with execution.
Here we go again. Groundhog Day, it feels like right now for the closeout. They've had a few opportunities. They've yet to turn on it. Here's McGowan's right at King. Goes up. And that is game. Trey McGowan's takes matters into his own hands. And Winnipeg takes this one 107-86.
What a great take.
And the Sea Bears remain undefeated at home. They've now won 4 straight. And they increase their lead here in the Western Conference, staying on top spot. Vancouver will have a chance to even up that record, but they will remain in second regardless of the outcome tonight. But Winnipeg had a little bit of a scare there towards the end trying to close that one. Wouldn't say a scare, but a little bit of frustration trying to close that out, and then Trey McGowan's just puts his pedal to the metal and says, I'll take care of it.
Yeah, they just executed really poorly after executing well for 3/4 of this game. They sort of took their foot off the gas a little bit, and Edmonton just kept playing hard, and Winnipeg made some mistakes. But Trey McGowan, we see on the replay there, great strong take, finishes soft with a left hand off the glass for the winner. Great play, good game for Winnipeg. In the end, even with all the complications and the way things ended up, they still have to be pleased with a 21-point victory at home and keeping that home record at perfect.
So we'll wait for Tegan Rasha for our Booster Juice player of the game.
I think both teams are in a huddle. It's hard to see. I think Tegan's out there on the floor. I can't tell.
Yeah, Stingers having their huddle here. Great fight from the Stingers. The Sea Bears, though, impressive pair of home games. They've not trailed for 2 straight games. 33-point win against the Vancouver Bandits and a 19-point win here against the Stingers. And Tegan Rasha now standing by with our Booster Juice player of the game. It's Trey McGowan's.
You had to fight for that one, but you finally got that winning point. How did that feel?
It felt great. We defended. Target time wasn't the best for us, but we got the win, so it felt really good.
With this win, you're now undefeated at home this season. What does this crowd in this arena have to do with that?
Crowd does everything for us. They give us a burst, especially at the beginning of games. Sometimes we struggle a lot of times. So just being home and then just having a little still or whatever, and it just electrifies the crowd and really gets us going.
So you're now leading the Western Conference. What do you have to do for the rest of the season to stay there?
Just stay hungry, stay working. Same stuff we do, just keep working, keep stacking, and just try to turn up a notch.
Well, thank you and congratulations.
All right, thanks for that. That was Tegan Rasha with Trey McGowan's our Booster Juice player of the game. And, there are a few options. Trey McGowan's 14 points, 11 assists, and 8 rebounds. 2 rebounds shy of a triple-double for Trey McGowan's. Teddy Allen, slow start, leads all scorers with 25 points. 22 points for Isaiah Osborne, who was phenomenal from three-point land. 5 for 12, 41%. And then we've had 5 players in double digits for the Sea Bears. Just another complete game here from the Winnipeg Sea Bears.
Yeah, it's sort of the recipe, right? It's what they need to do to be successful. You're going to get something from Teddy. We saw him, he's 6 points in the first half, didn't play very well, didn't get things going, comes back. I think he had 9 in the third quarter, ends up with 25, a little bit under his average, but again, a good performance. McGowan's has been really good the last couple weeks. He was fantastic last week. Isaiah Osborne, another strong game in this building. He keeps doing it all the time, and it wasn't like he was bad on the road. He just didn't get the 20 like he did again tonight. So things are really happening, and the scary thing, I think, if you're an opponent and you're looking at this Winnipeg team and you go, Xavier Moon is a 3-time CEBL MVP, and from everything I've heard about him, he's a great guy. He's smart. He understands the game. He's going to fit in. He's not going to try to, dominate. He's just going to come in and be another piece. And if that happens, I tell you, I don't know. They could be a juggernaut.
Well, and more NBA experience, right? Here's a guy who's played for the LA Clippers, lineage in the NBA. His uncle played for the Toronto Raptors. You know, he was in the dunk competition, Jamario Moon, many may remember. But no, this is a dangerous team, and it looks like they're only going to get more dangerous.
Yeah.
And as we said, Xavier Moon is here. He's practicing. He's working out. He's just waiting for the green light that he can join the team, and the Sea Bears can't wait to get him involved. For this Edmonton Stingers, Trey King led the Stingers in scoring with 17 points, 3 rebounds and an assist. Nick Hornsby, 15 points, 5 boards, 4 assists. But just not enough for the Stingers. They really were able to pull it together. I think if you're head coach Jordan Baker, you're happy with the fight. But at the end of the day, you got to get the win. I think we're going to take a quick break, and then we will come back to wrap this all up. But the Winnipeg Sea Bears with another win, still undefeated at home, taking this one 107-86.
CA.
We want to thank you for not betting with Play Now and choosing our illegal gambling sites instead.
Because we couldn't afford things like this without your money.
So much of your money.
Now you might have questions like,
Do our profits benefit your community?
No.
Or bet with Play Now, Manitoba's local legal and secure gambling site.
The CEBL, Canada's Pro Basketball League, and redtag.ca brings Canadian basketball fans a chance to save up to $300 off on vacation bookings all season long with promo code CEBLFans. I wonder how our mascots would spend their time on vacation. Book today with Red Tag and save $300.
Redtag.ca.
When Crystal Glass introduced our residential window line this past year, it was essential to manufacture them locally.
Crystal Glass has always been a proudly Canadian company.
We employ Canadians, we serve Canadians, and we are Canadians. So you know our windows are designed and built for our climate.
And since we've been the clear choice for glass for over 75 years, you can trust our quality and service.
Visit one of our over 50 locations across Western Canada or at crystalglass.ca. Financing is now available.
The CEBL Saturday night triple header continues. Not like Saturday night, it's not a day game, but you know what I'm saying. Calgary Surge and Montreal Alliance are in Lethbridge, Alberta for a neutral site game. Well, I mean, kind of neutral. I'm sure there'll be more Surge fans out there than Montreal fans. But who knows? Maybe the Alliance fans traveled out there. And yeah, that one continues to grow the game in Alberta. Great job out there, with the Edmonton Stingers and Calgary Surge getting out to those locations. That one gets underway shortly, a little less than 45 minutes away from that one in southern Alberta. Then later tonight, a big matchup. Brampton Honey Badgers are in Vancouver. They continue their road trip out there, out west, as they take on Dwayne Otis and the Vancouver Bandits from Envision Financial Court at the Langley Events Center. Tip-off for that one is 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock for our Central Time viewers. You can catch all the action on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus. And looking at that game, too, the Bandits and Stingers had some hot starts to the game, but, a little few setbacks there, some roster changes, so they're going to try and both teams want to right into the ship in that one. But focusing back on this one, Dave Crook, before we went to break, we were talking about the Edmonton Stingers and talking about Jordan Baker and how Jordan Baker talked about the supportiveness at that halftime, interview coming back from the halftime, and how they need to kind of improve their culture and the body language. And I think the Edmonton Stingers, though they lost the game, there's some small wins. Yes, they're still trailing. They're still looking to get back into the playoff race. They're now 3-7. Winnipeg will improve to 8-4. But this race is going to heat up. It's a 5-5 Saskatoon Mamba that they're trying to chase. The Mamba are next on their schedule, so this is going to be a heated rivalry, I think, down the stretch as they race for a playoff spot.
Right. I think part of the issue for Edmonton is they've got to find a way to score. Yeah. Like I'm not convinced right now, talent-wise, that when you look at their roster, you go, where are the points going to come from, right? I mean, they battle, they're good, they're well coached, they have good discipline, but I don't know day in, day out where they're going to get enough firepower. That, to me, is one of the issues that they have to figure out as a unit, right?
Yeah.
One other thing I was going to say quickly, you talk about the Calgary-Montreal game. Jermaine Small, who's coaching Montreal, used to be the head coach of the University of Lethbridge Pronghorns. So there may be a few Montreal fans, or at least a few Jermaine Small fans in that building today.
Well, he used to coach Edmonton too at one point, right?
He coached Edmonton Stingers,
yeah.
But he was the Pronghorns.
So he's
coach.
He's got all of Alberta behind him.
Well,
all of Northern Alberta.
I'm not sure he's got all of Alberta, but he might have a few fans.
Well, yeah, it'll be the Jermaine Small Alliance they're cheering for out there. But no, that'll be a good game there too. And Calgary finally getting that win under the belt. Armani Chaney, former CBear there. He had a great debut there. So the thing about the West is, like, everything is good right now, but we keep talking about peaking because we've seen teams in the past that'll lead start to finish. But when playoff time comes around, they're not able to get it done, right? So these are teams that are all jockeying for position, and the West is very strong. Mm-hmm. So as much as, Winnipeg's in first place right now, it's going to be a tight race, at least for those top two spots. And we'll see how that, third and fourth pans out. But you can't overlook any team in this league. And I think with Calgary, they had a really slow start. Mm-hmm. But now they've got that win under the belt. And that's a team I think you got to be careful for now, too. Because once they start getting their confidence back, you kind of play with that there's nothing to lose, right? So when Calgary comes to town, you got to be careful for it. Any closing thoughts here, Dave Crook, as we get sent off with the highlights?
I think it's another good performance by the CBears. I think for most of the game, if you block out target score time, I think that's a really strong performance on the back of a win against the Vancouver team, who they were battling for number one in the conference at that time. So they've got to feel pretty good about themselves coming out of this.
19-point win for the Winnipeg CBears, led by Teddy Allen with 25 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 steals. Thank you for tuning in here. You've been watching CEBL live on CEBL Plus, CBC Gem, and CBC Sports YouTube. Enjoy the next 2 games. Next one coming up in Lethbridge. Calgary taking on Montreal. We'll see you next time here in Winnipeg. Have yourselves a great night.
Knock 'em out the world, with your pen top down for some action.